Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew-Built X1 Conical Series available at Witbier. Witbier sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew-Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big pro tanks do. Witbier also carries the Brew-Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew-Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew-Built Conicals. You can trust Brew-Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust Morebeer to find the right conical for you. Brew-Built at morebeer.com.
Today's Sunday session is proudly brought to you by More Beer at www.morebeer.com.
Feels like work. Shooting the shit for 2 hours, drinking beer and talking beer. What a wonderful experience.
Can we not have the barf bucket near my mixing board?
I think everybody could read the book.
I knew you were going to use this book as an excuse to quit doing this show.
Mrs. Bub, if you want, I can mail you the Bub Timer.
Yeah, Newcastle. Especially in the can. Have you ever had it in the can? No, I have not had it in the can.
Notice I closed my eyes and I concentrated really hard.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
Yeah, welcome to the program, everybody. Thanks for hanging in there with us and tuning in. Great show for you tonight. I got to get right into it. A very important topic to start off with. I've gotten our friend Sean O'Sullivan from the 21st Amendment on the line to listen to my story because I feel like, you know, he's a sponsor and a friend, and he deserves to know what I did. Sully, are you there?
I'm here. What's going on?
Hi, Sully. So,
what did you do?
I had to throw myself out of the 2-1A on Saturday night.
You got 86 yourself.
I had to 86 myself from the 21st Amendment.
Wait, slow down here. Just slow down. Take your time with this one. Because I read your text. I thought you got thrown out. And I said, oh, this is going to be good.
No.
But you threw yourself out.
Well, as you know, at least I would hope you know, I'm pretty respectful of my friends and certainly my sponsors, so that even when I'm hammered, I think I would typically be the first one to censor myself. So I threw myself out before things got, I should say, more out of hand.
Yeah.
You know, it was one
like
of those
drunk and disorderly, maybe. Huh?
Well, it was one of those things where it just snuck up on me. I went to the baseball game during the day, so I started early, but I'm pretty good at spreading it out.
That's a recipe for sneaking up on it. Yeah. Starting early, sit in the sun. Who would think that would really? Yeah. So I can see where you're at.
But you know, I spread it out. I mean, beer every couple of innings, kind of thing. And
must have brought a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, that was another part of the problem is that after the game, we went to the public house, and there were some beers bought for me, and
that's a done whole thing.
And you know, then I had this, Sully. Then I had the great idea. It's just me and Kate the Great, and she's ready to go home. By the way, she's not very sober herself, and I'm like, no, we're here. The 2-A. It's just a couple blocks up the road. You know, we should.
Did you sound that lucid? Or,
yeah, we should go have another beer. So we go there.
Sounds like a fucking disaster.
Oh, it's good, and I don't even know at this point that it's a disaster. But we go there, and I don't know if it was good that for the first time. I didn't know anybody there. I don't know if I didn't know any of the bartenders. I didn't know any of the managers.
All strangers.
None of my people were there. It was
Justin. It's like you haven't been in my pub in a long time. I haven't been in your show in a long time. I don't even know who's in that studio anymore. I mean, I heard Casey's retired in Milwaukee. Or
something.
No.
Right. Yes, but he's still on the death pool.
Yeah, I'm on a watch list.
So I don't know anybody there.
You didn't know anybody in there,
which in some ways is probably good because it's no reflection on you, right, Sully? Because if I know some of the people, they're like, oh shit, now we got to tell Sully that Justin was in here all hammered, but they don't know me. But on the other hand, they're also not looking out for me necessarily. However, it snuck up on me in such a way that there was no way for them to know. We go to the bar. I order a drink. Kate and I are fine. We're fine. Zambo and his wife end up showing up a little bit later, and we're not even there for all that long. But we hang out with them for a little bit, and I'm tasting a couple things. The next thing I know, I'm telling them a story about the Giants game, and Zambo, I've discovered must be the nicest man to drunks on earth.
Zambo is Sully's brewer, just for new listeners who might not know.
Yeah. He comes up and he just sort of stands real close to me and acts as a barrier between me and the rest of the restaurant. Now, he doesn't shush me, he doesn't do anything, but apparently I'm talking in the loudest voice humanly possible, and every third word is an F word. And
oh my God!
And I'm not angry. I'm just like the fucking ball game and the effing this and effing Sam went with us and effing until I think one of your managers just comes up and gives me a big hug. He gives me a big hug and is like, shh.
Wow. Oh my God! You were shushed. You weren't 86. You were shushed.
I was shushed.
It's a little worse, actually.
And this is my first indication that I'm hammered.
Right. That place is loud. You must have been seriously projecting.
Well, he can. He has a voice he can. So,
right.
And he was, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like my white trash radio voice with all the F-bombs in the middle.
Well, yeah.
But even at that point, Zambo, just stone face, just says, it's okay. And he carries on talking to me about the beers. Let me tell you about this beer that I made. And he's just calm and collected. And so finally I just go, and by the way, Kate's too drunk to throw us out. So I go, Kate, I think we have to leave now. I think it's time. So we ejected ourselves from the 2-1A, Sully, before I made a run. Some of your patrons had complained about me, I found out.
Wow.
Oh, they have. You know, I'll tell you what, it could not have been. Well, first of all, Zambo's amazing. I mean, he's like kind of a ninja. He's like,
yes.
Last night he was a ninja, apparently, or dealing with drunks.
Yes.
But he's calm, collective, and he's almost like Spock-like at times. And it's good to hear that he kind of took care of you. I will tell you this, Justin, if it's any consolation, you did not make the manager log.
Oh, good.
When I read the log this morning, there's your name or photograph, and there were no posters that were put up by the doors when I came in just a little while ago. So you're okay. You're going to be fine.
Well,
but if it does happen again,
yes,
I'm going to have to pull the sponsorship.
Right. Well, and I leave, and it's one of those things where about 10 minutes after I left, we're walking down to Bart, and I went, that's my sponsor's establishment. What is wrong with me? And Kate and I, like I said, Kate's drunk too, and she's like, I don't even know what you did. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it was my shitty trucker mouth and screaming at the top of my lungs.
What day was this?
Saturday.
What date?
I don't know. Whatever date. 10th? Saturday, a couple days ago.
Because here's a news article. Naked, spitting, pissing dude shuts down 16th Street Bart.
No, I wasn't.
So, are you sure that's not you?
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm only sure because I wasn't that far up on the Bart line.
Did come on without your clothes on, huh?
Yeah, but I was naked. Yeah. And so I just, I did feel bad, but more so, you are so right about Zambo. The man is a polite ninja because he just sort of moved in closer, and I just thought he was interested in what I had to say. He moved in closer to me and did his best to block me from the rest of the restaurant until finally a manager was like, yeah, that's not working, and gave me it was the nicest shush ever. He hugged me.
It was more of a soothing shit. He was like,
it's all right.
He hugged me, and
just relax.
I just went, this man wouldn't be hugging. I must be really loud right now.
I got to get out of here. The hug was the indicator. I got to go.
And so I ejected myself, Sully.
Are you sure it's not like when the Fresno PD hugs the To Catch a Predator guys? Because I think they look at it as a tackle.
I don't think I was tackled because he hugged and he whisked away. And they were also nice enough, whether it was because someone told them I'm with Sully or something.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody said that.
Or I don't know.
Well, you know Zambo, right?
Yeah, he could have said.
You know Zambo. You met Zambo, so he knew what was going on. So he just, he got your back.
He got my back, and I remember, all of the signs just sort of started because I'm telling this story, which I think is the best story on earth about the baseball game.
No, it's amazing.
And first, what happens is Zambo's wife just turns around and faces the other direction. And second, what happened is that Zambo moves in closer to me. Still, however, I'm not cued into the whole thing. And then finally, I get the manager hug, and that's when the light bulb goes off that, dude, you are a loud asshole right now. You gotta go.
Well, we do have those issues at the pub once in a while, but it's good that you have that internal voice, though. And I would encourage people to listen to that voice at times when you do go to a bar and you do get shushed and you do get hugged and
right.
Get out.
Watch for the sign. I wish the internal voice had gone off 5 minutes earlier, but you're right. At least I saw the signs.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm glad you told me that because I just showed up here. We're doing an event tonight with Richard Brewer, Elizabeth Street Brewery. We did a collaboration brew called Imperial Jack. It's an Imperial ESB or strong British ale. And I'm going to go up there, and I think Zambo's there, and I'm going to have him recount the story from his side.
Please do, because not an ill word came out of his mouth. He just smiled and moved in for the wall. Yeah.
And then I'm going to call you later, Justin. We'll have a personal conversation.
Right. Needless to say, I will be discounting your sponsorship for the month of May. Yeah.
I got money back and hoodies.
Right. All right, Sully. That's all. I just wanted you to hear it from me.
All right. Your confessional. I forgive you. Everything's fine. Well, you can come back anytime you want. But if you do it again, I'll kick your ass.
Perfect. Thanks, Sully. Have a good night down there. Later.
All right. Take care. Bye.
There you go.
Does Zambo really get that much credit? I mean, does he have any other mode other than just calm and straight face?
Who knows? If he did, we probably would have heard about it just now. Where he would come in with like a shiner. Zambo broke my orbital bone.
Right. Then he would get credit, but he has no other mode. He just has Stoneface Ninja mode.
I think you might be right, but here's the perspective you have to think about it. It's kind of Zambo's place too. Now it's Sully's place, but Zambo's the brewer. And every employee in that restaurant knows that Zambo is the one talking to the loud, profane, drunk guy.
Right.
So it's on him, right? Like whatever happens, it's on him.
Yeah.
But he was cool enough to just let me do my thing. I think he was waiting it out. And luckily, after the manager hug, I figured out I was supposed to leave. Maybe his next mode would have been, it's been really nice speaking with you, Justin.
Yeah.
And now you have to go.
He was right on the verge.
It was just... And I just left
Let
going...
me show you to the door.
I'll meet you next door.
This doesn't happen to me often, so they stand out as moments in my life that I'll never forget and feel like a dickhead about. And, I walked out of there going, dude, you couldn't have done it down the street at Thirsty Bear or something?
Yeah, really?
I don't know. Well, anyway, I had some good beer as far as I remember.
Drunk. I'm drunk.
Yeah. Good baseball game. Good times. I went to the public house and had a bunch of blind pig to start.
Yeah, they got that.
That's kind of what started it out, Tasty.
Yeah.
Then Lagunitas IPA throughout the game because they sell that up there.
Right. It's good beer.
For like $170 a pint.
Yeah.
And then went back to public house to feed ourselves. We had some food. And, they have a amazing... Not just the tap selection at Public House, but a really good bottle list.
Oh, yeah.
A bottle list that you won't even find at some of our favorite liquor stores. Some of the brewery beers that we don't get up here very often. Right. And anyway. So
it's killer. It's the best in baseball. It's hands down. I mean, and it's reasonably priced, too, which is amazing for a place attached to a ballpark.
I just heard they were selling beer for $117 a pint. That's not a reasonable.
In the ball, yeah.
Well, at the public house, though, it is.
It's regular price.
You can get a $7.50 pint there, which is, that's about what you're paying, whereas it's $10.50 inside the stadium. There was a list that just got published in a newspaper, I think, an online newspaper, that gave the top 10 ballpark.
Oh, they had to be number 1, right?
Number 2.
Are you serious? Who edged them out?
Seattle.
Oh, please.
I've never been to the park. Have you been? You should. You must have been to that game.
I've never
park.
been to a.
Was it Safeco up there? I think it's Safeco Field.
I think that's right.
They got number one, and Seattle's a good beer town. So
didn't have Blind Pig. I can tell you that.
Yeah, they might not.
They don't because they stopped distributing in Washington.
Okay, yeah.
All right. Well, then San Francisco is the best winning baseball plus beer program.
Exactly, yeah.
But I don't think Public House counts as
it's
part
not
of the beer
it's not the ballpark
in the
itself.
stadium.
No,
because you can't get Blind Pig in the stadium. I can't get a lot of the good beers.
It's its own entity. It just shares space.
Yeah, it's just
so that doesn't make it. So number two,
but 2 is really great. I mean,
pretty good.
There's a lot of ballparks and a lot of good beer port.
But yeah, I don't like being drunk in public. I don't like it. I mean, I don't judge other people for it. I have a lot of friends who go out, but I don't like being that guy. I've never liked being that guy.
No, it's terrible.
I think my biggest motivation throughout my life to be able to handle my alcohol, because I do like to drink in quantity. I like to sample a lot, I think my biggest motivation to be able to handle the alcohol is to not be that guy. I don't like it at all.
No.
So Sunday morning was not a nice morning for me. I woke up going, oh, man.
You're reflecting on your behavior.
What a dummy. So there you go. It happens. And unfortunately, sometimes it happens at your sponsor's house. Establishment, All right, lots to get to today. I did want to mention to you that More Beer is the sponsor of this program. They're the sponsor of this and every session that we do, and I thank them for it. They're also doing a giveaway this month. They're giving away a seat to the Siebel Institute homebrewing, advanced homebrewing techniques course. And that's taught by, every year it's taught by Chris White, Randy Mosier, Ray Daniels, and Chris Graham from More Beer. And this year they're giving away a seat. And all you have to do is go on to morebeer.com and rate a product. So go on and write a product rating. And you'll be entered to win to go to Siebel, which is pretty cool. I've heard really good things about the course.
Yeah.
It's a week-long advanced homebrewing course, and it's a lot of fun. Go over to morebeer.com right now, and you can click on, there's an icon there about the Siebel giveaway. And if you do that, it'll give you all the details. But really, you just need to go on and do a product description of something that you've bought. I might go on and do a product description for the Sparge arm. Remember I was talking about the new Sparge arm they did a couple weeks ago? I upgraded my system with that.
You had some experience with that, that's right.
I love that thing. It's a great Sparge arm. It's made, one of the problems with I have an older More Beer 1550, and one of the problems was always the Sparge. Mm-hmm. Chad messed with it a whole bunch, did a bunch of different things to it. And finally, they come out with this Sparge arm. It's plug and play. You don't need any special equipment. You just hook it right to your mash tun. And maybe I'll write a product review about that.
I think you should.
Now that I'm such a home brewer, I too could go to the Siebel Advanced Homebrewing course.
Can I go in and write a review of our DVD?
They're going to be selling our DVD.
Yeah, I think they are.
You'll qualify.
Did they put it up already?
I don't know.
I don't know if they put it up just yet. They were working on being able to do the recipe kit along with it, so that you can buy the DVD and the recipe kit and do it all at once. So you could go, sure. Great. But you don't want to go to the advanced homebrewing class. What are you going to do? Just sit there and make fun of everybody?
What's that supposed to mean?
For being homebrewers?
No. I would learn things.
But would you
come back and report on it?
But would you want to go to the Siebel?
Sure, why not?
Advanced homebrewing
course?
Who
wouldn't?
You. I would have thought everybody would, but
yeah. No, I already know all that information anyway.
Right? I know all that shit.
I do.
Okay.
I'm real smart.
All right, so go over to morebeer.com and write a product description and enter yourself a chance to win. And like I said, just click on, they got a banner over there that says, win a seat at Siebel's Advanced Homebrewing Course. And you click that, and you'll get all the details to do it.
Or just homebrew with me. It's the same thing. Give me your money.
Homebrewing with JP is the same as going, let me get this straight, it's the same as going to a class taught by Chris White, Randy Mosier, Ray Daniels, and Chris Graham.
Uh-huh.
It's the same. Just
it's
a
the same
day,
thing.
One day with JP is like the condensed advanced homebrewing course.
Yeah.
I love it.
Very powerful.
It's concise, for sure.
It's very
concise as hell.
Yeah.
I tell you the things you just absolutely need to know.
No, that's
yeah.
That's
you know, everything else, like you don't need to know about your nitrogen levels and your FAN levels and your grain. No homebrewer needs that.
Maybe you're onto something. I don't need to know all that.
Let's do it right now.
Yeah. Give me the course right now.
Okay, I'll do it.
All right.
I'll do it at the break.
Another announcement I got for you is there may be some server downtime tomorrow. I've been telling you for a few weeks that we're doing a bunch of work on our back end, and
doing some squats.
Yeah. So I know that we got to do some fixes tomorrow. It should be a very short period of time, but if you tune in or try to go to the website and it's not there, don't panic. Don't call the cops. Don't call 911. That's for emergencies only. And just wait until the server comes back online. So I don't know when it's going to happen tomorrow, just at some point. What I'm telling you is don't cry about it. Because what happens is it happens, and then someone starts crying. And then it turns out like the BN Army has this chain reaction of crying. It's like a bunch of women like at a movie, at a romantic comedy, and as soon as one of them starts crying, the rest of them start crying together about it. I think that's what the BN Army does about BN problems.
It's more like the scene in Stand By Me at the pie eating contest where one guy throws up and then...
Yes.
Because that's what it feels like. Because you read it and it's on Facebook and Twitter and then you email and then people think that just because you're friends with them on Facebook, then they have the right to message you all the time and just spam you with shitty pop-up fucking chat messages. It's like, leave me alone. Right. Now I don't even look at those anymore. So leave me alone. I don't care about the server being down. I can't do anything about it. Relax. Things happen.
And that's what it's like. So everybody, I'm giving you advance notice. I'm sure.
Yeah, go out and check check for your contact. You see what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Go,
get it now.
Post a bunch tonight. Yeah.
You all realize that this PSA we've done has done nothing. It has changed nothing.
There's only 4 people listening anyway.
Yeah, tomorrow it'll be the same story anyway. All right, now we just wanted to give you a heads up about that. All right, BNA 8 update. That's our 8th anniversary party happening in Philly on June 26th.
It's going to be a great party.
Oh, it's so good. It's shaping up. We're adding new details to it all the time. I'm sending in the beer list to the people ordering the beer tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I'm going to send you a document that somebody sent to me.
Okay.
Early in the morning.
Do it.
Just take a look.
That's fine. It's we're not. It won't be the final list that I'm sending anyway. It's my recommendation list, so there's plenty of fluidity there for us to change it. But boy, did we get some great suggestions, not only from some of our BN Army locals, but we contacted a local Cicerone. We work with the Cicerone Beer Certification Program, and we contacted a couple, and we got some great information from them too. Found out about some smaller brew pubs that aren't in distribution that we wouldn't have known about, and so we got a couple of those on the list too. But yeah, excellent. Tasty, send me yours as well.
Yeah, I'll send you mine.
The beer list is going to look great. The entertainment lineup is fantastic. The Trophy Fire is going to play. Plus, the band that they're on tour with at the time is going to open.
Oh, really?
I forget their name, but I listened to a few songs, and it's pretty good.
8 Yards to Daylight.
Well, this is the School of Rock.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I don't know.
Some emo name like that. Yeah. 8 Yards to Daylight. It's like a football / emo band. They're jocks who are emotional.
Buried alive with 2 cubic feet of oxygen.
I think
it's their head song that they're going to open up.
That's their and the new album. Buried alive with 2 cubic feet of oxygen. Here's
their song "Black Hair Dye."
Also, JP, I did arrange with the Trophy Fire for them to back us up to do a couple of Two Tree songs.
Uh-oh.
So I'll give you that song list. We're doing the BN band is doing a couple of Two Tree songs.
All right.
And then JP's going to to stand up, right?
I am.
Isn't that?
That's the contract.
Maybe I dreamt that.
I think you
because it is my dream one day that you do stand up at our anniversary party.
Girl, I have a hard time managing email. It's so good. It's going to be so. It's my dream too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do it.
Okay.
I'll try. I mean,
what if we get a writer for you?
You can't write your own jokes.
Oh, I don't need a writer.
Really?
He needs a
It's a delivery thing.
I would need. What would I need? I would just need someone to polish it a little bit.
Acting coach.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, just like the nuggets are there. Right. They just need to be carved.
Well, think about it. I mean, it might be one of those things where we get the crowd to slow clap you in,
Yeah, and then everyone moves back, and I'm in the center of the room, and everyone's just on the side. And,
hey, can't you hear? Doesn't that get you excited when don't you ever think about that? Like the crowd cheering your name.
I do. It'd be a welcome change from the booze that I've.
Right, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to change the way it goes.
Yeah.
Well,
you're doing a good job.
we'll see about that. We got some goodie bags full of stuff just for going in. Anyway, go to brewingnetworkphilly.eventbrite.com and get your tickets now. There's still some tickets available. Everything's taken care of. There are hors d'oeuvres, so you can get a little bite to eat. There's a shuttle going back and forth throughout the entire party from the event hotel, which isn't very far away anyway, by the way.
Oh, great. Sure.
If you could lose a pound or two, it's like a mile and a half down the road.
Wow, that's not bad at all.
I don't know in which neighborhood in Philly we're talking, but it's like a mile and a half down there. But anyway, we'll be doing the shuttles. I think it's also right on the public transportation line. I mean, there's no reason not to go to this. Also, it starts after all the other pre-conference events are done, and I don't think there's a whole ton of pre-conference events anyway. So what else would you do with your time on a Wednesday night? Except for go to a world-class music venue where you're going to get some free swag, some of the best beer in the region and from beyond the region, and hang out with us. I mean, I can't think of it.
It's usually the best party of the whole deal. I mean, compared up against like club night, I think it's the best thing of the week.
Yeah. Club night, I think, still edges us out, but
barely.
But you're going to go to that anyway.
It's a great party we have.
So, yeah.
Tickets available now.
Yeah. All right, check it out. As I mentioned the last couple of weeks, the show schedule is now on the homepage. Just scroll down on the left side. I think it says something descriptive like show schedule, and you can check it out and see when our shows are. I know we just had one move. We're going to do our first Tuesday show, it looks like. I had accidentally scheduled a Memorial Day show. I don't know how I did that. We haven't done that in years, but I did. We're not doing a show on Memorial Day. It's just not going to happen. But we will give you a show that week. I think we're going to come in on Tuesday night and party with you. So everybody call in sick Wednesday. Woo! All right. What else? A bunch of stuff in the store. Hop Grenade Warheads, our double-walled stainless steel growler. It's a fantastic piece of homebrewing equipment. Went down to the SoCal Fest this weekend, and people just loved it, just like I knew they would. It's really, in my opinion, designed for homebrewers because you like to share your beer. You bring it in a growler or sometimes a 2-liter bottle I've seen people do. But, and you got to bring a cooler along with you and everything. You don't even have to bring a cooler with this. You just fill it up and take it. You know what I'm talking about, Tasty.
Yeah, just stick it on the front of your pants. Wait a minute. The thing's pretty big.
It is pretty big.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll stay, you guys you did some experimenting?
I tested it for 24 hours later after taking it out of a 42-degree fridge. It was 51 degrees.
Oh, that's great.
And I just sat it on the counter.
Yeah, if you don't drink in that amount of time, you shouldn't have brought it in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's something wrong.
You should drink it on the way there, actually.
Yeah.
Let's drink it now.
You're probably me if people didn't drink your beer in that amount of time. There's another problem. It's not my Warhead, I'll tell you that. Anyway, that's available in the store. Now, look, I know they're a little pricey. I'll admit it to you myself first, but they're pretty darn pricey for us, too, and it's just the way it is. I wish shipping wasn't what it is. But that's just how it's going right now. So get it in the store, or when we come to a local event near you, get it then. We'll probably bring some to the NHC to sell. We always bring merch there and other events that we do. So anyhow, we got that and DVDs and all sorts of stuff. You can go shop on Amazon just by clicking the Amazon link on our homepage, and then you shop as normal, and we get a little cut of that, and we thank you guys that are doing it. It's just an easy way to support us without spending any additional cash. Download the iPhone and Android app. Just search BN Mobile in your preferred store. Watch all this on justin.tv/Brewing Network. Subscribe and join the BN Army. When you become a recurring donor, you're entered into the More Beer donation giveaway, which is a $100 gift certificate we give away each month to one lucky BN Army donor. And we do it all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Get all these updates and more over on Twitter and send show ideas to Scott the Jew, Scott at thebrewingnetwork.com. Send feedback over to feedback at thebrewingnetwork.com. Today's show topic, we're going to be talking about Witbier. We're supposed to have Summit on the show. We're going to talk to their brewer. Apparently barely woke up this morning, sick as a dog. So we had to do a cancellation. But we've been talking about this Witbier topic here for a little while anyway, off the air. So it kind of worked out all right. We're going to be doing that. Doc's coming in a little bit later to give us a good rundown on how to brew a good Witbier. And we'll show you how that ties into the show a little bit later. So stick with us.
And we got a bunch of Summit beer to drink while we're doing that. So the real important part, having their beer, we're going to do that anyway.
Oh, we can drink their beer?
Sure.
He's going to send more?
I brought some in. I left some for the future. Okay. But it's not beer that's going to keep for a tremendous, it's pale ale and session. And so
we need to drink it.
Yeah, we got it.
He's not scheduled again soon.
He is, but it'll be a couple of months. And,
okay, fine.
It won't kill him to send some more beer, will it?
He's going to have to. That's his penalty, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Doesn't Chip from Chop and Brew work for Summit? No,
it's not really a job. I think he just updates their Facebook and stuff.
I think he does.
Just like JP.
He sort of implied
really
it was.
Job.
Yeah, I just do things. I am happy to announce that it seems like the neighborhood in between the World Cafe Live and the conference hotel is relatively light.
Did you just walk the whole thing on Street View?
Yes, I did.
What do you mean light? Like it's well lit?
Is there a place to take a piss? That's what I want to know.
It doesn't get real dark.
So there's a lot of lights.
It doesn't get real dark.
Yeah, so like the buildings are painted bright colors.
Yes,
and there's a lot of
open
street
space.
lamps.
There's a lot of open space.
Well, that's good.
Part of the route, it passes you by the Forum, which at the time of the Google Street View pictures, 2 XXX adult hits, exclusive first-run news shows every Friday and Tuesday.
I know what we're doing after the party.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Scoring some meth out front of that place.
Right.
Well, I didn't see quite the Oakland demographic there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What's he saying?
All
Who's
right.
that guy?
Do we have a Twitter game?
We do have a Twitter game.
All right, our Twitter game is brought to you today by homebrewstuff.com. Go to homebrewstuff.com and find all the stuff you need to brew. What a great sponsor they've been to us. I appreciate their support.
That is true. Today's topic of Witbiers and stuff, it got me thinking about beer pairings and stuff, because you know how much I like beer pairings. What beer would you pair with a Witbier?
What beer to pair with a Witbier?
Yeah, I don't. The thing of food and beer pairings is very, very, very overdone, and it's a little too boring for me. So now I want to start pairing beer with beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for the support, guys.
It sounds like me. It sounds like me on Saturday. I was just trying to find another beer to pair with the beer I was having at that moment.
What do you think about
And what would you pair with it? Now you're starting to get me.
Now it's coming through. What is your thing against a food? I mean, have you really not had a food and beer that pairs together better than, say, a different beer?
Yeah, really.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if besides,
I mean, that's just plain ridiculous.
I'm a ridiculous guy. but besides, like here's a beer with or here's food that's kind of fatty, so you might want something with a little bit of hops to kind of cut it. Like besides the general, some food tastes better, paired with other food. But like the minutia of here's three-toed sloth cheeks braised in this super rare beer paired with another rare beer from Belgium that's been aged up a monk's ass for a year. That's going to bring out the flavors in the sloth cheeks. I've never been to a beer dinner like that where the pairings have been, oh my god, this is like when we do it at NHC. I'm drinking all the beer and I'm trying it all at the same time, and I leave a little food, leave a little beer, and I try everything, and nothing brings out flavors over the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm closer to hearing out your argument when you put it that way than when you generalize your argument and just go, no beer pairs with anything better than another. Because that, I'm like, I can have a beer next to it and go, that tastes really good. And by the way, this goes with almost any liquid. Like there's certain breakfasts that apple juice does not taste good with, but another one it will. There is such a thing as flavors mating, and that's why food is what it is.
Right, but you would never say, well, you know what tastes really good is a heat and steak pairing, where I pair a hot frying pan with raw meat.
No, but I would,
because they go together, right? I mean, obviously, there's a way to cook stuff. Or you know what's great is eggs with a pepper and salt pairing. You don't do that because that's obvious. So beyond the obvious,
I see.
It's a little too. It's now gotten too much to me, and it's for me. It's also I don't like it. It's taking craft beer to where wine is right now,
right?
Or where wine was in the 80s and 90s, where we're doing all these wine dinners and wine pairings, and that's not what craft beer is. We're not trying to be wine. We want to be different than wine, but we're actually following their same path, and I think it's retarded.
Okay,
and it doesn't do it for me. It might do it for you or whoever else, but for me, I just don't get it.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm Jason Pepper.
You know me, I'm kind of a dick.
All right, what's our oh, never mind. We already did our Twitter game.
It was that unmemorable.
All right, so send in your tweets over to Brewing Network.
Or not, I
what
guess.
Beer would you pair with Witbier?
Yeah. Sorry for trying to be funny.
I like it. It's
you
all
hate
right.
it.
No need for apologies. I will contribute later. I will figure out which beer I would.
I don't even care.
I would pair.
I don't care about anything ever.
All right, what else do we have to do? We got to do beer news today?
Yep.
All right, let's do some beer news before we go to break. How about that?
Let's.
It's the Brewing Network's Beer News, brought to you by Belgian Beer Me and Bamberg Beer Me Beer Tours.
Yes, it is. Well, Budweiser has unveiled the Buddy Cup. Have you guys heard of this? It's
No.
yeah.
But I can't wait to know what it is.
Oh, it's good. It's a pint glass with a built-in chip that automatically connects to the Facebook pages of the two cheersers. So, like when you clink glasses with another Buddy Cup user,
Yeah.
you're instantly friends on Facebook. Right? So, AB has tested this contraption in Brazil.
Yeah.
There's a promo video they put out. You can see it on YouTube. I pulled a little bit of it because it's beautiful.
Let's hear
Hosting has received an upgrade. Budweiser presents the Buddy Cup. A cup integrated with Facebook. When two people clinked their cups, they became friends. Each person that
Happens
entered
every
a Bud
day.
event would connect their Facebook profile with the cup's chip. So, they just did the same as always. Went out drinking Bud and making new friends.
Except that they brought their own cup with them.
Right. Yeah,
friends.
there's that. And
They did the same as always, except they had to wash a cup, put it in something, and bring it to where they were going.
I wonder if it's washable with the electronic chip and everything.
Well, because you have to program it, right? Like, it doesn't just know who you are. In other words, you can't just grab the cup at a bar. It has to know who you are.
Yeah, it has to be yours.
So you carry this cup with you so that you can Facebook friend any stranger that you meet who might also just happen to have carried the cup with them.
Yeah.
What another ridiculous
Well, it's like
idea.
you get to know a lot of fellow idiots.
Yeah,
which is good, right? That's what Facebook's all about.
You get your drunken life posted all over Facebook. It's just what everybody needs.
Yeah, it's
Because you know you're going to zero in on that idiot from across the room because you brought your stupid cup and you're like, that guy has a cup too.
Cheers, man. Yeah, well, reviews have been mixed at best because a lot of people are pointing, well, I don't want my bar life posted on my Facebook page. You know,
Really?
employers are checking
that's a good rule
Facebook
of thumb.
these
I should
days.
try that.
Well,
your bar life is your life.
Yeah,
that's true. There's no other life. You know, but it needs to do. First of all, clearly the people at Budweiser and Coors and everybody else, they're not all that stupid. I mean, they're selling more beer than anybody. That's what they do, and they've zeroed in on it, and it's a science, and they're doing great at it. If they weren't doing great at it, they wouldn't be the dominant force that they are. Why is it that they come up with these retarded ideas? This cup needs to do other things. If there's going to be a Facebook cup, it needs to, I don't know.
Give you a blowjob?
Yeah, it needs to
taste the beer that it's in the glass.
Give
me the IBUs and the ABVs.
There you go. Connect to a website that gives me a full description of the beer I'm about to drink. Although, if you're a Budweiser person, you know that it's, what
don't really
what
care.
description do you need? But
how soon am I getting drunk? That's what I mean.
it's just to sit around a room and be a highly paid marketing company, I guarantee, and go, you know what the next big thing is? A cup you have to carry with you and cheer other people with it, and then everyone knows who you just met.
Awesome.
And the other guy that goes, dude, you're a fucking genius.
A lot of times I think they just throw this shit out and see. I mean, it's a pilot program, but look where it is. In Brazil, the light lager capital of the universe, right?
I see. Aside from us.
Well, yeah. But that's why it's being tested there and not in the United States, because I think they are more social drinkers than we are.
I see.
As Americans. It won't ever catch on here, but there's a lot of stuff that doesn't catch on in America that's popular worldwide, like soccer.
And communism.
But I don't see this. I see this being as popular as communism.
Yeah, well, it's still,
that's pretty popular.
Yeah.
It's still a pilot, but I don't know. I think
you like it, don't you? You want a Budweiser chip cup.
It makes sense that you don't carry the cup with you because to me it would make sense. I don't know how, but
it should be
they
glove.
buy it at the bar.
It should just be a glove. Because then you just wear the glove. And then every glass you hold on to becomes your Budweiser chip glass.
And you can spot the person easier because it's who's wearing a glove.
And who hasn't always wanted to wear one glove since Michael Jackson came to the world?
And if you get super pissed at a loud guy, you can take off the glove and slap him with it.
Right.
Challenge him to a duel.
I prefer hugging, but yes. If it were a glove, I'd be with you, JP. But still, I don't know. I don't know why we're spending so much time on this. Other than it's novel. It boggles my mind the things that they come up with. And even though, yes, JP, I agree. It's a prototype. It's a test. But is it really worth testing? Because I'll tell you right now, and you don't have to pay me to do a focus group or survey anybody. it will fail. There you go. That's my professional opinion. It's going to fail. Budweiser, I will now bill you $1 million.
What happens if you cheers the glass and you're already friends with that person? Is that like some weird loophole in the Matrix that just shuts it down?
Yes. It wipes out your entire friend list and only friends you with your mom and your Aunt Betty.
No.
That's what happens. It's a ridiculous idea. A glove, on the other hand, great idea.
I'm sure they said that about the Blue Mountains.
They're like, that's stupid. And lo and behold, how many years into that? They're still there.
As popular as ever.
Well,
must be working.
How are you supposed to know if your beer's cold?
I guess. Must be working. All right.
A new type of barley malt that has been developed by Australian researchers along with Sapporo apparently can prevent beer from tasting stale as quickly. South Australian farmers are to begin commercial production of this barley later this year. One of the researchers, his name is Jason Eglinton, he said the grain was not genetically modified, it just had a defective enzyme. So here he is explaining it better than I can.
There was a reasonable amount of biochemistry, I suppose, to understand where this particular flavour came from. We came to understand that there was an enzyme called lipoxygenase that's present in all barley varieties. This creates a compound called trans-2-nonanol, and it's that material that actually gives this cardboard-like off flavour. We used contemporary but non-GM plant breeding techniques to bring that version of the enzyme into current elite barley and create what we now have as a new variety called Southern Star that has this defective version of the lipoxygenase enzyme.
So in other words, the Southern Star
has a defective, it's genetically modified. They're putting in a defective
it's a
enzyme.
retard. Yeah.
Meanwhile, in other news, people who tested it grew man-tits faster than the control group who didn't. It's modified by putting a defective... Now, I'm only pointing it out. I'm not against it. But it is a little... Who knows what that could do if they're putting in a defective thing?
Well, it's interesting. He went out of his way to say it's not GMO. It's not genetically modified. It's just genetically modified. I didn't really understand why.
Well,
what
it was
it's a freak of nature is what it is.
I guess because maybe the defective enzyme was found in nature.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like that they found a strain with this defective enzyme and they bred it into...
Right.
Yeah, so they didn't...
create it in a lab,
right?
This gene,
which
or
is
whatever.
what. But you're right. I mean, genetically modified is anything that you do to modify the genes.
I would have thought,
but you know, the hippies wanted to equal Monsanto, so.
I don't know.
It's more like a designer malt.
Maybe there's a reason this defective gene did. Maybe there's another reason that they haven't discovered yet because they didn't test every other reason that this defective gene didn't make it in naturally.
Right.
You know, and we're going to find out. Because we're going to grow man-tits faster.
It's a big deal, though, especially for big global brewers like Sapporo who are shipping beer all over the place, because it's not a little difference. I mean, they're saying it literally is twice as long before you start picking up off flavor. Wow. So what would have been a month is now 2, and it's a big difference. I mean, that can make a big difference to your bottom line.
And listen, not just for people like Sapporo, but for beer fans like us that can get our favorite European beers in the time that it takes them to ship over. You know, we've had Charlie Bamforth in here to talk about how oxygen affects beer and in talking about hot side aeration and things like that. If it doubles the time that a beer can spend on the shelf, it's a big deal for everybody.
Yeah.
I just wonder if it also doubles my prostate size or something. I wait to know what. But maybe it's worth it. If I can get fresh German lager,
your prostate's going bad anyway.
Well, but that's for the malt. Now, what about the hops?
Yeah,
you know, that's a whole different story. So
sure.
I mean, it's cool, sciencey stuff, but I'd rather them cure like ball cancer.
Right.
I don't need fresh beer as badly as that. Focus on ball cancer first.
See if you can fix that for us.
Right.
You make a good point. Yeah. All right. Well, anything else in the news?
A couple more. There's a new beer being brewed by Cerveceria Vicos in Bolivia called Chama. It's like a Hefeweizen-ish beer. The locals call it coca beer, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's beer made with coca leaves.
Yes.
They soak the coca leaves in water, and then they add malted barley and hops until the mix reaches its proper consistency. It's a 20-day fermentation process, and then they bottle it. It's made for altitude sickness, right? Because La Paz is 12,000 feet above sea level, and the locals for ages have chewed coca leaves to deal with the sickness, and so now they're just infusing it into beer to just give give you another delivery system for the coca plant, basically.
Researchers found that drinkers of the beverage all talked really fast and at the same time.
They like to clean. That's why so many maids come from La Paz.
That's coca beer.
What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Chama means strength in the language of the Lake Titicaca area natives. I just told you that because I wanted to say Lake Titicaca.
Yeah.
The brewery is a pretty small brewery that's producing it. They produce 10 hectoliters a day. I have no idea how much that is. The bottles are fairly expensive.
Oh, no,
it's like
8 barrels. Good.
8 barrels a day? Yeah. All right. $4 a bottle, so it ain't cheap. And you'll find it in Bolivia, some parts of Peru, and Chile. But,
how many bottles equals an 8-ball? Did you figure that out? Because it might be cheap.
That'd be the way to go.
Yes, if we have any Bolivian listeners, send us a case, would you?
Yeah, just for test purposes.
Yeah.
I wonder if the beer would be illegal here. You know?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It would, yeah.
It would
Probably.
be, right?
Oh,
because we're not allowed to have things with coca leaves in it.
Right.
Or anything else that's fun, for that matter.
Yeah.
You know? I wonder. And what else are coca leaves used for besides cocaine and products like this?
Well, like
because you say they're like the largest producer of coca leaves. Where are all these coca leaves going?
Colombia. I don't.
Yeah, they're Florida. They're going to the Florida Keys first, and then they make their way into the southern Florida. And
process.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what quote unquote legitimate uses there are. Other than I know that in South America they despise the demonization of the coca plant, right? Because everyone knows it for cocaine, but there's been a million non-horrific uses for it. Like I said, natives have chewed it, and it has stomach calming.
Yeah,
and
it's a digestive.
Right.
Yeah.
If you don't cut it with like ammonia and other whatever
kerosene,
then it's not horrible.
Yeah,
it's natural.
Right.
Yeah, everything natural.
Hey, so's heroin, it's all
poppy seed,
It all starts natural at some point, That's why this whole marijuana natural thing is such a bad argument. Such a scam.
Yeah, poisonous tree frogs are natural too.
Yeah. And listen, the hallucinations from them are something else. All right, anything?
One more. Yeah, this is the big one. I saved it for the last. For real this time. I'm not retracting anything.
Yeah.
It's the 9,000th report, but it's the one that counts. Alabama's legalized homebrewing, everybody.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's favorite bill, HB 9.
Wait, this reminds me of a segment that I've been wanting to do. That Alabama. I know we all want to celebrate, but I'll have you know, not everybody wants to celebrate Alabama. Here's a new segment we're doing here on the BN.
With the people I used to like before I knew them on Facebook.
This week on Facebook, after Alabama reveals that homebrewing is illegal, JP writes, was anyone in Alabama really waiting for brewing to become legal? I can't imagine some redneck going, phew, finally, I can do this. And that's a moment with people I used to like on Facebook before I knew them on Facebook. The one guy in the country who's like, who did they really even care? They don't. What? Tell us about this story, Moscow.
Well, it passed the Senate. Apparently, it didn't come up until the very end of the Senate debate. Nobody thought it was even going to make the special order calendar, and at the last second, out of nowhere, they brought it up. It passed 18-7. Horrible news, though. Not a single word of debate. It passed without debate, so I have no audio for you guys. And then the governor, Robert Bentley, signed the bill 2 days later, so it's official. And in fact, they are legal before Mississippi because Mississippi has to be signed, and it isn't till July. So effectively, Mississippi got there first, but it's still not technically legal there. No. So now Mississippi is the last state.
They're last. Yeah.
I got an email, I thought, from the Brewers Association that says all 50 states are legal.
Well, it is. I mean, it's effectively the law hasn't technically.
I think
July 1.
I think it's signed in Mississippi and all that, but it doesn't go into effect until July.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
but in any case, it's that's the end of the line. No more, no more Alabama gold.
I'm reading through Facebook one day and I'm like, really, even this one? Yeah, that's not good news.
Yeah, really, they do care. They've cared a lot.
Do they?
That's the whole. Well, why they keep bringing it up every year?
It's been going on for a little while. The fight was fought.
Well, good.
Somebody had to fight the fight.
They have the right to make 5 gallons a month. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Was it a restriction?
Oh yeah, 5 gallons a month.
That's more than I make right now. Actually, that's not true. I made 30 gallons last month.
You would be breaking the law in Alabama right now.
So you can't do a 10-gallon batch.
No,
ever.
I'm sure it's fine. But when you say the phrase "law-abiding states," Alabama really you don't picture as being like towing the line. You think more like North Dakota or Utah, right? Alabama, I don't see them really giving a shit one way or the other, except for people who want to open businesses, which is fine.
And that'll happen too. I bet you there'll be a little explosion of homebrew shops.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
This is the music I picture your therapist will play first.
With the people I used to like.
Very deep
before
thoughts.
I
need to meet him
on
first.
Facebook.
It is very soothing.
Isn't it?
Makes me want to talk about my mom.
Was anyone in Alabama really waiting for brewing to become legal? I can't imagine some redneck going, "Phew, finally, I can do this."
I think I can done do this.
I think this is a scene in Dallas or something. It's something from the 80s. Try that, Doc.
That work? Okay, good.
Doc just made it. Just in time.
Doc just figured out his microphone.
We got a great show for you today. All right. Man.
I'm angry.
Are you? What are you angry about?
I don't know. I got no sympathy for nobody.
No? You just came in angry?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, that's the news brought to you by Belgian and Bamberg Beer Me, offering 8 pleasure-filled tours every year. Treat yourself to the beer tour of a lifetime. Details at Belgian Beer Me and BambergBeerMe.com.
All right, perfect. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap up our first Brewcaster Challenge. I know you thought it was all wrapped up, but we did a People's Choice Award. Not really an award, just a vote down in the at SoCal. We'll do that. Plus, we will announce your next Brewcaster Challenge. Hang in there. It's the session, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Since the first time the Brewing Network microphones turned on, More Beer was behind it. More Beer sponsors the programming on the BN because, like you, they love brewing. And like the Brewing Network, they love sharing their knowledge. Morebeer.com isn't just a website to place your next equipment or ingredient order. Morebeer.com also gives you access to free beer information that will make you a better brewer. Go to morebeer.com and click into the Learning Center. You'll find podcasts, technical facts, video tutorials, and more, including access to The Buzz, More Beer's social network of more than 5,000 members. And some of them might even be crazier about beer than you are. Get over to morebeer.com today and take advantage of The Buzz, the forum, the Learning Center, and make sure you're signed up to receive the newest More Beer catalog. More Beer, bringing you absolutely everything for beer making.
Hi, I'm Jamel Zanishev, and in addition to my work on the Brewing Network, I write the Style Profile column in every issue of Brew Your Own magazine.
Hi, I'm Sean Paxton, and when I'm not prepping for the Home Brewed Chef on the Brewing Network, you can find me writing articles on how to cook with your home brew for Brew Your Own magazine.
Greetings, cretins. This is John Palmer, and when I'm not writing for Brew Your Own, I'm reading it.
John Palmer, Sean Paxton, Jamil Zanishev. If you love listening to them on the Brewing Network, you'll love reading their articles, tips, and recipes in the pages of Brew Your Own magazine. Join Jamil, John, and Sean 8 times a year in Brew Your Own. And when you subscribe to BYO on the Brewing Network website, half of your subscription price goes right back to the BN to support great beer and food programming. So sign up for Brew Your Own magazine through the BN website today so you can listen and read your way to better homebrew.
Nico, listen, our lawyers said that we had to do this for 1 hour, and after this, we don't have to talk to each other for 3 more months to the next meeting.
Kids, come on, let's get out of here.
I'm supposed to have more lines. I'm the professional. Hey, it's Sully.
And I'm Nico.
And we opened the 21st Amendment 9 years ago at 563 2nd Street in San Francisco, just 2 blocks from Giants Park, to make great beer and have a great time doing it.
That's right, because to us, the 21st Amendment is more than just the right to make beer. It's the right to experiment, to be innovative, and just do things differently. And so now, we're putting our craft beer in cans.
That's right, cans. You can find our world-famous Hell or High Watermelon Wheat Beer and Brew Free or Die IPA throughout California and Alaska.
And now it's also available on draft at select accounts in the Bay Area.
So next time you're at your local neighborhood pub or good beer store, be sure to ask for 21st Amendment in cans.
Because everyone likes it in a can.
Tasty crack cans.
Tasty crack can.
A vial of White Labs yeast is the key to your best beer. When you open a vial of White Labs yeast, you're giving your beer its best chance for a perfect fermentation. In addition to their already incredible variety of yeasts, White Labs is proud to announce WLP 90, San Diego's super yeast, now available year-round. WLP 90 is super clean, super fast fermenting, with low esters and has a neutral flavor and aroma profile. It's alcohol tolerant and highly flocculent. For more of the latest White Labs news, click over to whitelabs.com, where you can read reviews of yeast, learn in the lab section, and join the customer club. And if you should find yourself in San Diego, White Labs has a brand new training facility for craft brewers and home brewers alike. Whitelabs.com. Discover yeast, nutrients, enzymes, and more for commercial breweries, home brewers, and homebrew stores. White Labs. It's all in the vial. For nearly 15 years, homebrewers have been served by one place in Michigan where you can buy yourself a serial killer grain mill. Adventures in Homebrewing. Did you try all those great Michigan beers at the National Homebrewers Conference in San Diego or Seattle? Adventures in Homebrewing delivered. Did you see a great false bottom in your buddy's cooler or brew kettle? Adventures in Homebrewing delivered that. And did you see that great custom-built brew stand? Yep, Adventures in Homebrewing delivered. Since 1999, Adventures in Homebrewing in Taylor, Michigan, Ann Arbor, Michigan, and online at homebrewing.org has been serving homebrewers across the globe. Check out their innovative 2.5-gallon keg with metal handles, great homebrew kits, and the fully adjustable Serial Killer Grain Mill. Visit them in Philly for the 2013 National Homebrewers Conference. Not gonna make it? Check out all the fun of Adventures in Homebrewing at homebrewing.org. For a limited time, coupon code BNetwork will slam 10% off your order. Bam! Adventures in Homebrewing. Join the adventure at the Great Lakes Home for homebrewing supplies. Online at homebrewing.org. And don't forget coupon code BNetwork for a limited time. Join the adventure today.
This is www.thebrewingnetwork.com.
Sit down next to it, grab yourself a paper towel, and watch those yeast have sex.
You're listening to the Brewing Network.
This past weekend at the Southern California Home Brewers Festival, Justin and his JP Killer Red Ale that wasn't really red and didn't really kill JP got one more chance to redeem themselves as we told the festival goers to taste the beers back to back and then vote on which one was their favorite. You'll hear Justin with a lot of bombast about his own product, but I think he didn't really know what to expect.
I'm just about to do the official tasting of the JP Killer Evil Twin fail and the Dragon's Blood Red, which won on the show. But we're allowing people at the festival here to also cast a vote. Basically, it's a second chance for me to actually win the competition. I have fully carbonated the beer this time, so I'm hoping that might be the difference between a win and a lose.
Do you really feel like you'll be satisfied, though, if you win now?
I won't be satisfied, and by the way, it would be an unofficial win. Make no mistake, JP, you have won the competition. I know how teary-eyed you can get, and how life isn't fair sometimes. I don't want to hear any of that shit. You're the winner.
You can suck a dick.
But the people's choice, it sort of counts. It's street cred. I might win street cred.
Are they going to taste knowing whose beer is whose, though?
Yeah.
Okay, they're all going to vote for you then.
Well, I don't think that's...
Fuck JP! See what I'm saying?
There's that. There is that. We'll see what happens. It's anybody's game, All
right.
If the beer's really good, JP, you'll win the people's choice.
All right, we're tapping it now. And wouldn't you know it, Justin was the first to do the taste test.
I'll try Dragon's Blood first, please, ma'am. I'm looking at the line, and it's pretty cloudy. I mean, he didn't even bother to filter it or clear it. That's fucked up.
It sounds like
it's kind of lazy, if you ask me. I used Biofine in mine. I don't don't know. Dragon's Blood is a little mild. It's a nice beer. It's clean. It's a little bland for my taste.
I get a little phenolics out of it.
Oh, see? And somebody else is getting some phenolic. I'm going to dump out the rest of it and try. Now, could I please try the JP Killer made by Justin? Oh, wow. Mine
That
looks
was
like
slick,
shit,
even
too.
cloudier.
Nate, why did you dump some off first?
How much you want me to dump?
A lot! I think the line I was looking at was mine, not JP's. Yeah, look at JP's line is clear. Oh, however, it tastes much better. It's full of flavor. It tastes like an Evil Twin clone. My vote goes with JP Killer. Bam.
So does mine.
See?
Way better. They both suck, but his is way better.
Yeah, mine is less mediocre.
As the day went on, I continued to stick a mic in people's faces and get reactions. Which one are you drinking right now?
JP Killer.
What do you think?
It's all right.
That was convincing.
It's all right. It needs more flavors.
Can you get some JP Killer? Thank you. It's got to be better than JP's. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Because I don't want to be biased.
Oh, that's so ugly looking.
Okay.
It looks ugly, but it tastes damn fucking fantastic. Tell Justin sorry.
Oh!
JP takes it. Suck it, JP.
What do you think about Justin's?
The first one that
It's
I had.
amazing. I could drink it all day, every day, and live a happy life. Good stuff. Wait, what are we comparing it? Blood and semen? Are you
No.
recording us? Okay.
You're comparing Blood and JP Killer.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I wanted it to be Dragon's Blood, but
It wasn't, was it?
So
Because it was so wonderful.
Oh, Killer Red.
Thank you.
It's like it's got a little bit of like tar going on, and I like that.
It's tar. and I like that. That's the best compliment I've ever gotten.
So this is an Evil Twin clone.
Flavor's pretty good. I don't know about the appearance.
It's lacking the
Quality?
body.
Quality? That's the word you're looking for?
It smells a lot like fail. It's like a watered down version of Evil Twin. That's what I would call it.
This is a nice, smooth flavor. Look at the JP Killer.
JP's shitty beer over here.
It's a little thicker. You can tell it seems like it has more hops. The Dragon Blood is a little lighter. It's lighter, easier to drink. Goes with the hot day. JP Killer is good. It's
Yes!
hoppy.
That's another vote for me, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry. Who made the Dragon's Blood?
JP made it.
And he's not here.
He's not here, but he did win the official
it's so
competition.
Sad. It's so sad because, I mean, we know that.
You voted against him, didn't you? High five. Thank you to both of you.
You're so good.
Why is it sad?
Oh, how could he win when number 2 is so much better? It's so much better.
The judges had it so wrong. It's the people's choice that counts.
Yeah, well, the people's choice is one thing. AHA Director Gary Glass's choice is quite another.
Gary, are you ready for the challenge?
Water on myself. It's fucking hot.
Do it blind. We'll make one thing fair today, and we'll have Gary Glass do it blind.
All right. Can we? You have a dump bucket?
Turn around.
Do you have a dump? Gary's one comment is, do you have a dump bucket?
Hey, I want to save my palate for the next one.
There you go. Beer number 2.
All right.
For Mr. Glass.
Nice citrus hop nose on that one. I really like the hops on this. That's what you're going for with this, right? Like hoppy red is what we're aiming at. It's not exactly red. You know, the appearance, frankly, it's not good. But the hop nose, hop flavor, I'm really digging it. Yeah, it's very cloudy. It's more brown than red. No head on that beer. You don't get to where I'm at by drinking crappy beer, you know? I'm definitely casting my vote for number 2 on this one.
Votes for Jay.
Wow. There you have it. Kate the Great tallied up the votes, and in the end, 75 for Justin and 24 for JP meant Justin won the People's Choice handily. I do think it's worth mentioning that when people tried JP's beer first and then Justin's, they were much more likely to vote for JP's beer than if they tried Justin's first and then went to JP's. Just saying, interpret that how you will. And now, back to our regularly scheduled program.
Session. Brewing up
up our next batch of radio gold right now.
All right, welcome back to the program. Thanks for sticking with us. Bevo's now in the studio taking your phone calls, 888-401-BEER, or hit the chat button on the homepage, and she's in there to take your questions and send them over to us.
You can always tell when Bevo's in the studio because you immediately start hearing people hitting the microphone.
Yeah, clicking.
I turned it off. I was trying to shut up.
What's my target password?
I know what my target password is.
I should be working.
Real quick, if you're looking for adult products or other things that adults do
every day,
or at least once a month, you can go to adamandeve.com and use coupon code BNARMY. That's BNARMY. And for a limited time only, you'll get free shipping, 50% off just about any item. 3 free adult DVDs from all sorts of different genres to choose from. You name it. There's a genre there for it. You get 3 of those free with your order, and then a gift so sensual we can't talk about it on the internet. So go to adamandeve.com and use coupon code BNARMY. And in all seriousness, I don't really know why you would go to one of those creepy stores that's close to you and buy the creepy products that you enjoy or want to enjoy when you could sit at home in your underwear or not underwear and do it at your computer at adamandeve.com by using coupon code BNARMY and get all that free stuff.
Well, what if you wanted to hang with the goth kid working the register?
If you wanted to do that, then I can get it. Like if you wanted to hit on him, for example.
Yeah, with the aggressive piercings. I mean, who doesn't like that?
Or if you want to beat him up because he's different than you.
Yeah. If you want to go in there and be like, hey, I like the goth section you have over there. That's the first place I go.
Then he turns around and you hit him.
AdamandEve.com. Check it out. Use coupon code BNARMY. Now, as you heard at the break there, we did a little follow-up segment from the Southern California Home Brewers Festival that Nathan, myself, Moscow, Big Tim, Doc's brother, went with us, and another couple friends, Kate the Great, and Alexa came down. We all went and had a great time. Steve-O joined us at the party. Steve-O's a good dude. And you know what he did? He brought me my bike back.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
The Schwinn you lost at 12 years old?
My Huffy, banana seat and all.
Yeah.
He brought it back.
It was intact.
Yeah.
It looked like the day you lost it.
We all rode it around the field that we were camping in, and Steve-O, he was good on his word. He showed up with my bike like he said he would.
He was good on his word, but he wasn't good on the bike. Dude went right over the front of the handlebars into the dirt.
Yeah. He searched over all that morning to find another little kid to steal it from, to give it to me, but I don't care, because I got my bike back.
As long as you got yours back.
Yeah. During the time down there at the SoCal Homebrew Festival, we did several beer tastings. As we told you, we were going to do a Brewcaster Challenge, let the people vote tasting down there. Tasty, there was I will say, aside from the Brewcaster Challenge, I brewed a lot for the SoCal Fest this year, and Tasty didn't go down there, and Doc didn't make it this year. And because of that, there was a moment where 3 out of the 4 beers that were on tap at our booth belonged to me, Tasty.
Wow, you're dominating.
I had this proud moment where I was like, I'm finally giving back to these homebrewers who have been sharing with me all these years and representing my club.
It happened.
Was that
3 out of 4 beers.
That was after when Nate ran out?
Yes. Yeah, Nate ran out, and Tasty's ran out, and no one else had replacement beer but me. But that's the point, is that I brewed enough to have replacement beer.
Excellent, yes.
I will say this also, the 2 Doc recipes that I did, the Northern English Brown and the Bitter, which I screwed up, of course, were both much better than my red ale, and were pretty darn good beers. People like those.
I heard reports back that bitter you did was actually really, really good.
I've got a keg of all those still here, so we'll get to taste them on the show, too.
Can you PM me, please?
Yeah. Can I pee on you?
No.
Do you want to tell me who's on the phone now, as it's going to take me a while to do that?
Okay. I have
I'm going to pee on you.
Sour Beer Chris, and he wants... I guess you guys are talking about GMO stuff?
Yeah.
He has something about you guys got something wrong and stuff and things.
I really feel that the
We don't make
GMO
mistakes,
has
first of
not been properly introduced, and then what you have wrong is the following. When I have done my test tubes and...
Shut the fuck up.
Who cares? Which one is he?
He is line 1.
Hey, Sour Chris, how are you, brother?
Pretty good. How you guys doing, Brewcasters?
We're doing good, thank you. What did we screw up?
So the beer news thing where Moscow introduced the new strain of barley that doesn't have that lipo-oxygenase.
Yeah.
So basically, I saw the article online, and it's a random heirloom variety that doesn't have that enzyme present. So it's not genetically modified.
Oh, so that's right. They're not inserting the defective... He made it sound like they're inserting the defective enzyme into other strains.
It did sound like that, but
That's what he said.
He specified at one point in there that it's not genetically modified. He just had a thick accent.
No, that's not what I'm questioning, though. But the way Chris described it is that there's an heirloom strain that they're not inserting anything anywhere.
Yeah, no, you're right. It did not sound like that.
It sounded like they could insert this defective strain into other strains.
That's what it sounded like. You're saying that's not the case?
No, it's not the case. They sifted through a whole bunch of different strains of barley and discovered this heirloom barley that does not have this enzyme present.
Got it.
Wow.
So it's the same thing as someone being lactose intolerant. Someone that's lactose intolerant isn't genetically modified, right? They just don't have the enzyme to
their genetics are modified.
Metabolize lactose.
Well, not
right.
yeah.
You're genetically modified.
You're selectively modified.
Yeah, right. Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Chris. And by the way, thank you for sharing all that wonderful beer with us down at SoCal, brother.
Oh, no worries. My pleasure. I look forward to it every year.
Good man. Hey, what brewery do you work for now?
I work for Ohana Brewing Company.
There you go. Look for Chris's beer. We've talked about his sour beers for a couple years now after the SoCal Fest. That's where we always run into him, and he shares with us. And now, at least soon, you'll be able to find his beers at Lahana. So, thanks,
not
Chris.
Lahana. Ohana.
Ohana, there you go.
That means family.
Which is in Utah.
Nobody left behind.
Oh, that was the card I pulled out of my pocket this morning.
Hey, good to hear from you.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris.
All right.
Later.
Thanks, guys.
Anything else, Beef, that I got to do now? Kevin has a question about when to put his stout into a barrel. All right, we'll do that real quick. Kevin from Temecula, what's happening?
What's going on, guys?
What can we do for you?
Well, I came upon this bourbon barrel, 5-gallon bourbon barrel. So I had to rush and brew a Imperial Russian Stout for it, of course. So I'm wondering how long before I can put this stout in the barrel.
Yeah, wait till it's done fermenting and then put it in the barrel. Because you're not.
So,
depends on what
so
you're trying.
final gravity.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when it gets to terminal, put it in.
Terminal, then put it. You're not going to ferment it in the barrel. You don't really need to. That's not what the issue here is, to try to get oak and a lot of bourbon into it. So
the timing after I put it in the barrel is only going to be like a couple weeks to like a month, right?
Right. The main thing is get the barrel in shape before you put the beer in and possibly waste it.
Yeah, it looks like it's only been empty for about a month. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I don't really want to do the water. Should I do the water thing where I fill it up with hot water or anything?
No. You can steam the outside. People put them in the shower, the hot shower. There's a lot of different things you can do to it. If you think it's still the staves are together, it's not so much that, but the barrel ends can shrink. So the caps, and then you're going to lose until it shrinks up. So you can add water to the outside, which will help swell the wood.
And soak the outside of the wood.
The outside.
It's a good idea.
Rather than dilute the bourbon flavor that's in the barrel.
That's what I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose any of that flavor.
I've got a rum barrel that's about to get a bunch of ice bock.
Okay.
And I'm going to actually put my false bottom in my boil kettle, and I'm going to steam it. Because it's been more than a couple of months, so I don't trust it. And I'm going to try to kind of steam it from the outside a little bit.
Okay, just by setting it right in your kettle.
Right.
Interesting. That's a good idea. Now, of course, the other thing to worry about once you get the beer in there is, since it's only a 5-gallon barrel, is that you have a lot of surface area contacting the beer. So You want to taste it often and not forget about it, right? Like make sure he doesn't get too much.
Yeah,
of it.
6 months is not a
for
good
this.
idea. No,
Yeah.
it's too small.
Even a few weeks might be too much.
Yeah, especially a fresh barrel.
Yeah.
So I would taste it after maybe a month, 3 weeks or a month. Taste a little bit of it, and then go from there. Because you've got so much surface there, and you're probably going to have a couple of pints of maybe rum in there too. So
could be pretty boozy.
It's a blue corn whiskey barrel, and I did some research. It's whiskey made with that. It's like Indian blue corn.
Is it Balcones?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got the Balcones rum barrel, and I got 2 of them. So,
nice.
Yeah, just make sure that basically it's sterile on the inside. You don't have to worry about that, but make sure that all the staves are tight and the end caps are tight.
There you go.
Cool.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks for all you guys out, man.
Cheers, brother. All right, there you go. We got to get to some more things here. Let's wrap up the Brewcaster Challenge segment here. As you heard at the break, we played some audio from the SoCal Fest.
That's right.
And here's what we did, JP. We put both of our beers on tap, yours and mine. And we put out a Brewing Network Warhead with a label red number 1 and red number 2 on there. I'm not going to lie, it was not a blind taste for the most part. Some people asked for that, and we did that. Otherwise, I was heckling and yelling at everybody who came and tasted the beers.
Right.
So some people, most people knew this one's JP's, this one's mine. I think we might have even put the names out there. You know, number 1 is JP Killer, number 2, whatever it was. So lots of heckling, lots of yelling, as you heard in the audio segment there. And would you like the results of the...
I heard the results.
You did?
Yeah, I said it at the end of the clip.
Oh, you gave the numbers?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't hear you do the numbers, tut.
Yeah, it was. What was it, 74 to 25 was the final, I believe?
75 to 24.
Oh, there you go.
75 to 24.
Somebody was undecided?
There was one person undecided in favor of my red ale.
Right.
Now, of course, this has no bearing on the competition, as I stated, but there were some things that I noticed. One, by the time we had traveled the 500 miles or so down there, my beer was carbonated. That was one big difference. I think also with the Biofine that I used, and I didn't transfer off the Biofine, even though mine was cloudy and still not looking at its best, I think it traveled better than yours. Yours was more milky by the time we got down there. Whatever was in there had really gotten all up in there, and it was more than just like a cloudy homebrew. So I think that the travel affected yours adversely. Sitting in a Volkswagen bus for 2 days traveling on its way down there.
And the fact that you had the Biofine in there, yours is going to set a lot quicker. Just setting it in place and serving it, it's going to.
Well, that's a good point, because we also got there early Friday during the day, and then they both sat there, and I kept them both cold and I treated them both the same way down there. But I just think that yours just traveled a little worse than mine.
Shame on both of you for not racking it to a new keg before you even brought it down.
And I will agree with that. And that's another thing I noticed, that even though I do think I did say it actually during the judging here, that I still felt mine was a better beer,
right?
But that I understood why it was judged accordingly. I think mine, after another week or so of aging, I still it reinforced that I thought mine was a better beer. However, I still fully believe that you should have, and you did, win the competition. Because if we're looking for the better brewer, you did the things that a better brewer would do to get that beer here to be judged well. Some of the simple ones clearly are carbonating the beer properly, which I didn't do. I think your serving temperature. I mean, I just think there were a number of things that a good brewer does before his beer is judged that you did. So, in other words, what I'm saying is, despite the fact that I think my beer is better now, a couple weeks later, you won that challenge fair and square with the way you should have. You did the things a good brewer does, and I think that's part of the Brewcaster Challenge, is us figuring out, what do you do to make a good beer? What are the things that you do? I didn't even put goddamn Werflock in my beer. I forgot some of these things. So when it showed up here on that day, mine was the cloudier one than yours. Mine did not have good head retention at all. Part of that was that it was low in carbonation. The other part, I think, was maybe something I might have done to the recipe there, too. So, appearance-wise and delivery-wise and preparing the best beer possible for the judges, you sure as hell did. So even though, like I said, I'm more reinforcing that even though the People's Choice it was nice for me to see that because I did believe I made a good beer and I liked. Although you could hear plenty of audio there that people were just voting for the lesser of two evils, there were also plenty of people who liked it. And that I liked that reinforcement. But at the same time, it still reinforced that you brewed the better beer at judging time. So once again, the final of the first round of the Brewcaster Challenge is that JP was the winner through and through, and he deserved it. So there you have it. That's that.
Yeah. The public preferred your beer, but it was public that sounded like this.
Number 2 is so much better.
I did wait till late in the day. I was like, we'll pour it later. Another 2 hours. No, none of that was deliberate, but we did pour it later in the day. And it was nice. We got a great crowd coming over.
Good.
I didn't even know that Gary Glass was a speaker down there for the event. So
I should have told you that, sorry.
He showed up. He tapped me on the shoulder, and like I do all day, I just turn around. I'm like, "Hey, bro, what's happening?" And I turn back, and then I'm like, "Oh shit, Gary!" And we got him in on it, as you hear in the audio there, and that was fun to do, and it was a lot of fun. It made me think that if it's possible, we might just need to look at how we're scheduling these things. I almost think there should always be a People's Choice component to the Brewcaster Challenge.
Yeah, it did.
It was a lot of fun.
Had a whole different dimension to it, didn't it?
And maybe figure out a way to make that count into the judging of it in the future. I don't know how we're going to make that always work because it's not like we're going to events every week. But
we can take it to like a homebrew club meeting around here.
Yeah,
there you go.
Or the Nationals, you just make it.
We can definitely do it at NHC.
Cut it down to like 10 people because we can bring some 22 ounces or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And just cut it down, make a segment out of it, and just 10 people or something.
It's super fun to do it, and I think it's fun for the listeners, too, because they got to taste these beers that we've been talking about for, 6 weeks or something. So it did make me think we should figure out a way to do it.
Number 2 is so much better.
And I had to pay her to say that, too.
Say it like that?
Anyway, a lot of fun. And with that, it brings us to announcing round 2 of the Brewcaster Challenge. Now, the Brewcasters don't really know who they're up against or what beer they're brewing.
I'm afraid.
But we have decided, the committee has decided on the next round of challengers.
Okay.
And the Brewcaster Challenge, round number 2, will be done by...
Hold on. Very important.
Tasty and Nathan Smith.
Oh, I dodged that bullet, didn't I?
Yeah, this was a tough one.
Nobody wanted to take on Nate, huh? Okay.
Well, this was a tough one for us to decide because we do have a trifecta with the Tasty, Nate, and Doc, brewing prowess there. But we decided to go with Nathan against Tasty, and we have a pretty good idea of who Doc's going to go against too. We've got 2 brewers in mind. No, we've got Moscow all sorted out. That's going to be a great one. And we think I haven't decided. You're up against one of 2 people. I'm still I'm figuring it out. But it's also going to be
isn't it?
It's also going to be a good challenge.
All right.
But we thought that Tasty and Nathan are a good fit. We wanted to keep things exciting. Put 2 good brewers against each other. The beer. Now, you'll remember, maybe, Tasty, that at the end of the last Brewcaster Challenge, after the judging, we decided that a rule should be that it's a BJCP style. Not like how we just did it where it's a hoppy red ale. Because the judges, not that their votes counted, they had a difficult time figuring out how to judge it. I also think in some ways it made JP and I's beer difficult to compare against each other. Now, sure, there's a way to do it just by calling it a best-in-show beer, but we thought it would be closer and more educational if we picked a BJCP style. So we kind of narrowed things down a little bit that way. That still gives us tons of styles to brew, right? We also wanted to pick styles that aren't necessarily in the brewer's wheelhouse, which for me was any fucking beer on earth. So the red ale was fine. But, for Tasty and Doc and Nate, that's a little tougher. So what we decided on...
Dun, dun, dun.
is that you guys are going to brew a Witbier. You've each got to brew a Witbier. Okay. Have you brewed one before, Tasty?
Yeah.
Okay.
A long time ago.
Okay. And I think I had to kind of rack my brain a little bit, too. Nathan has brewed them as well. But he's done like a Brett style. Like, he tends to mess with them. So we thought it would still be a good way. You guys are brewing a BJCP Witbier.
Right.
To style. You can do any recipe you want. You can do it however you want. Just know that that's the realm that you're in.
Okay.
And we can't give you guys the hoppy beers. We can't give you the American brown. Shit, we can't even give the two of you a pale ale because that's right in your zone. So we think that the two of you good brewers are going to produce some great wit beers, right. And that's your challenge. Now, Nathan couldn't be here tonight, so we don't have the exact timeline. We got to figure out, when you guys are. It's up to you when you can brew.
All right.
We'd like to get it done pretty quick. So an email will go out. I didn't even tell Tasty or Nathan before the show because we want it to be a surprise. I'll send you guys a message, and you guys can help me narrow.
Yeah, as long as we start about the same time, that'll make sure.
Exactly. Because it's a beer, and Doc's going to teach us all about Witbier today. It's a beer that you can do in a relatively short period of time. It's a great summer beer, and so based on your schedules, we'll try to get you guys brewing on the same day. Or at least within a couple days of each other, and then get that coming in here soon.
I'm kind of booked till June, but I could maybe sneak it in.
Okay, that's all right. We'll work it out.
Quit your job.
Because in the meantime, we've got plenty to talk about. There's some shit talking to be done. Two of the nice,
I'm going to shit talk about a wit beer. All right, I'll have to.
Well, you got to shit talk about Nate.
All right.
What do you say about Nate? And what is Nate going to say about anybody else? Yeah, well, you don't even listen to good death metal.
I don't know what it is.
But I think it's going to be a fun challenge. I think round 2 is going to be a good time.
Yeah, I agree.
So there you go, boys. Nathan,
let the games begin.
V Tasty and the Brewcaster Challenge.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, number 2.
Any numbers on the current line? What's going on out there?
This is a tough line.
Yeah, it is.
What do you think, Moscow?
God, it's like dead even. Well, I would give it slightly to Nate because I think Nate has more experience with that style, and because All Tasty Brews is brown ale, right?
Yeah.
So
like West Coast hoppy beers, yeah.
I would give it to Nate. I mean,
you'd have to pull this one back a little bit.
I can rise to that though. I can.
With your logic, I don't think it's so much that Nathan has brewed this style more. It's that he brews a variety
He's a versatile
of
brewer,
styles
exactly.
more than...
Yeah, he would understand that yeast that he would use more than I would.
Exactly. Tasty's got his wheelhouse really dialed in, but Nate's versatile. So I would say maybe like 5 to 4 for Nate.
Can you look up the WIT BJCP description for me, JP?
Of course.
Now, keep in mind, though, that Tasty had a bunch of... what's that stupid show that they do for us?
Oh, Can You Brew It?
Thank you. You did all that. You did Can You Brew It for several years.
The only one in the room who remembers that show.
And you had to brew different styles for that one.
No, yeah, I'm used to that aspect of it.
So you've got...
But I was sort of selective that they said tended to be in my wheelhouse.
That's true, yeah.
Here, brew this.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm saying it's super close because of what you just said. I mean, given that Nate is a fantastic brewer, and especially at Witbiers, we've had amazing Nate Witbiers. Maybe 6 to 5 for Nate. I mean, it's close.
I can see him having an advantage.
It's a pretty even line.
This is also a wide category.
Yeah,
it's a wide category. This is
it? Okay.
It's basically an herb beer.
Okay,
and there's a lot of different interpretations on this thing.
I have that up if you want.
Should there be a side bet that one or both brewers doesn't live till the end of the competition? And whoa,
what's that?
Well, because if
that's a whole other side bet we got going.
Yeah, I feel like if the line is even, I need a little action here, Tasty. I need to be able to go like, well, okay, fine. If it's 6 to 5 on the line, it's 8 to 1 that Nathan's the only one who lives till the end of it.
I see.
Well, yeah, because you got to have a payoff if something doesn't end. Yeah.
There also could be another side bet, like how many fans that have breasts that belong to a female are waiting for each individual's beer. The Tasty's up on that one. He's got more female fans, I think.
Oh, well, there's no line there because it's just a guarantee. It's like 100-0 in Tasty's favor.
That he's got.
Well, maybe. I mean, Nate doesn't have the freedom to necessarily explore.
Oh, that's true.
And or cull that herd
because he's got.
He can do that.
Got the old ball and chain. Right. I see what you're getting at.
He's in a committed relationship.
or that.
Yeah. We called that too.
Yeah.
All right, JP, why don't you read us the Witbier description?
You want everything? Aroma, appearance, all that kind of stuff?
Nah, just get the main thing.
The main, isn't there like a main paragraph?
Just say it's a
read the whole thing. Go for it.
Overall impression.
Overall impression is a refreshing, elegant, tasty, moderate strength, wheat-based ale. But the aroma is moderate sweet, light grainy spice, sweet aromatics, bit of tartness, moderate perfumey coriander, complex herbal, spicy or peppery notes in the background, moderate zest, no diacetyl, vegetal, celery, or ham-like aromas are inappropriate, which I would have thought, Witbier is heavy on ham, but...
Me too.
What do I know?
Yeah, it's like Hawaiian food.
Apparent, very
MLT.
pale straw to very light gold. Beer will be cloudy from starch, haze, and or yeast, which gives it milky, whitish, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, see, I could have done that style.
This would have been perfect for you.
Flavor, pleasant sweetness, often with honey and or vanilla character, zesty orange, citrus fruit, refreshingly crisp and dry, with often tart finish. Optionally has a very light lactic sourness. Herbal, spicy flavors, which may include coriander and other spices, are common. Should be subtle and balanced. Mouthfeel is medium light to medium body, having a smoothness and light creaminess from unmalted wheat and the occasional oats. Comments. The present character and degree of spicing and lactic sourness varies. Overly spiced and or sour beers are not good examples of the style. Coriander of certain origins might give an inappropriate ham or celery character. The beer tends to be fragile and does not age well, so younger, fresher, properly handled examples are most desirable, like women.
Should not be served from a can of Spam.
Right. Most examples seem to be approximately 5% ABV.
What are the commercial examples?
Hogarten Wit, St. Bernardus Blanche, Celis White, Vivu 5. I don't even know if that's a real word.
Celis White's good beer.
Brug's Tarwa beer.
Great White. That's another one.
Okay. Witter Lake, Allagash White, Blanche de Brux, Omegang Wit, Avery White Rascal, Unibrow Blanche de Chambly, Sturkin's White Ale, Bell's Winter White Ale, Victory Whirlwind Beer, Hitachino Nest Ale. So what did you say?
Great White.
That is not a classic example of the style.
It's all over the board on those.
Okay.
So,
What about Blue Moon?
You say it is an example.
Blue Moon is
It's not in the BJCP.
Right?
It's not in the
Blue
BJCP.
Moon is not in the BJCP.
But I think it's a good representation of the style.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But it's on one end of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, JP and I were talking about that in the planning meeting for this, and I didn't think it was.
What would you call Blue Moon?
Shit.
Yeah, well, or shock
It's
top.
in style, though.
Or
But what
anything
kind
like
of
that.
shit?
But it's in style, and that's what JP. I mean, I ended up saying, "Oh, okay. If it is in style, I'm just
It's just
surprised.
not a
I
good
guess."
example.
Yeah.
I think it's a good example of the style. I think it tastes good.
Good go-to in a pinch shit.
Yeah. I don't like
Get her
that
drunk
style.
on a first date.
I don't like
those
that
words in the right
style,
sequence.
but I think it's a good representation of that style. Like, I don't like Budweiser,
Right.
but they're a good representation of the style that they built.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
So-
I would. My argument wasn't about that. I agree with the Budweiser
I'm
argument.
I'm fighting
didn't-
everybody else. I guess.
just didn't even think it was within the style, but I guess it is. So
yeah.
Okay, so there you go. It's Witbier, and Doc's going to talk to us. Tasty, you might want to take some notes. I don't know.
I'm listening.
What have you poured for? This isn't a whip beer you poured for.
No,
is it?
that's a first impression of the Dortmunder.
Okay.
Oh, and I got a hands down to this freaking warhead. I've taken
Hands down, like thumbs down, or
no, hands down.
Oh, it's
this
awesome.
is awesome. I've taken this thing everywhere.
Okay.
On the way over here, this thing was flinging around the Hummer.
Yeah.
But blam to one side, but blam. We're pouring beer out of it, and it's still cold.
And it poured nice, right?
Yes, it did.
I filled ours with 1,500 on the way to SoCal, and we drove halfway down in the Volkswagen, camped, drove the rest of the way, not on ice, got there, cold, carbonated, and awesome.
It doesn't even make sense. How
I
can that
know.
be?
And, this,
Magic.
for as much as this thing was flinging around, I'm checking around to see if it was leaking it all. None.
Yeah, they're actually genetically modified. It's
No, they're just born that way, man.
All right, tell us about Witbier from the Doc perspective.
Okay, so basically a Witbier is a wheat beer.
Okay.
It's just another form of a heavy wheat beer. Like most wheat beers, you want to drink it pretty soon after you're going to ferment it. So it's not something you're going to be aging very long or any of that. It's for a lot of reasons, but just the wheat alone. So just kind of the breakdown, like you said, it's going to be a medium strength. So your OG is going to be around 1050, 1052.
Okay.
It'll probably be around 10, 12, 10, 13 when you're done. It's going to be cloudy, or it should be cloudy. And
surprised that it's not drier than that, than a 10, 12, or 10, 13.
Because you really don't want it to be. It's going to have a lot of things in it.
Okay.
You can get it drier, but it has a tendency to be kind of flat at that point. It's got a lot of
starch
additives. It's got a lot of things in it. The starches from it's going to have oats in it. It's going to have a couple other things in there.
Okay.
So you're not going to lose it on that. But it's also it's an herb beer. You're going to have a lot of herbs in it, so you need to balance that kind of stuff out with some sweetness.
I see. Okay.
You're going to give it a little backbone. It's good. Let's just go over kind of what's in it. You're going to have in my recipe. It's about 30% wheat is what I use, or 32% wheat ish. And the rest is going to be Pilsner malt, which is going to be, not the rest, but about 50% Pilsner malt. I throw some Munich malt in there. It gives some color, some body to it. Some flake barley. I like that for a little extra roastiness, a little bit of kind of oomph to it.
Okay.
And it's really, all the classic styles are going to have flaked oats in it. Oats are going to give it a lot of mouthfeel, kind of an oily, kind of slick, kind of taste to it. It really adds to the body, and that pretty much makes up the grist.
Okay,
and
that's more complex than I thought. I thought all of the complexity would come from the herbs, but that's a pretty.
It's not. It's not like a Hefeweizen.
Okay,
so it's not like that. One trick I use to get it cloudy is right at the end of the boil, I'll put in a tablespoon of flour.
Huh?
Just to
keep it because otherwise, what are you relying on for the cloudiness?
Mostly the oats.
Okay,
and some other kind of things in there, but it's and the yeast doesn't flocculate so well. But if you really want to have it do well, and you want to have it
make sure it stays cloudy,
cloudy, I put about a tablespoon of just raw white flour, right at the end, right at knockout, and it's going to give it that starch that's not going to drop out.
Okay. Can I add a storage trick that maybe, I guess probably everybody knows, but it was a bartender thing. When we got Witbier Hef and some other Hefs, we always stored the kegs upside down until we put them on tap.
Really?
And then you flip them right side up and you put it on tap. And for example, just Tasty or Nate could do it the morning of, right? They could have it upside down. The morning they're going to bottle it, they could flip it. And then it's going to be cloudy, right? You're going to have some stuff in there.
Yeah, you can't count on that for if
it won't stay.
If you're doing that in a competition, by the time it's going to sit there for a week or two.
You're right. I only say that because they're bringing it here the day of. But you're right. If you were sending that to NHC, well,
no, it's not going to be cloudy. But there's some Yeah, there's clouding. You can get a clouding agent, but
the judges will typically roll the bottles on a style like that before they judge them.
Yeah, if they know what they're doing, or at least the stewards will do that because it's supposed to be cloudy.
Does the flour only contribute visually? You can't pick up any taste or anything.
Not really. No, it's not at 1 tablespoon.
Which is similar to how flour is used in braising and a bunch of ways that you cook with it too. You add it for a little bit of body, and it does thicken things up.
Basically, it's a starch, and we're not converting the starch. It's unconverted starch. So long chain kind of things in there.
Okay.
So that one works pretty good. As far as bittering, you're going to want to have it below 20, depending on how strong the beer or how much you're going to spice it. You kind of play with that a little bit. If you're going to spice it heavy, I'll talk about what it is in a minute. Then you're going to want to have your IBUs a little bit higher.
Okay.
If you want a little on the sweeter side, but around 20 or below, between 15 and 20.
Okay.
That's where I like to keep it.
That's low.
And so you're going to get most of your bittering from, I like Northern Brewer because it's kind of just a flat bittering, nice, doesn't add a lot of things to it.
Neutral.
It's neutral.
What is isn't Northern Brewer a derivative of something? It's like the American version of another, or is that not? Am I mixing that? Because in other words, I wouldn't expect that a traditional wit would use a Northern Brewer, right?
No, they're going to want to use something like a Perlay.
Okay.
Which is another one of my go-to bittering hops.
But you like the neutrality of the Northern Brewer.
Right.
Okay.
And I think when I made this one up, I think Perlay was getting a little hard to get.
Okay.
But Perlay is one of my go-to bittering for any of my European kind of beers.
Okay.
And then I go into Tettnanger for 2 different editions, one at 30 minutes, one at 15. And nothing at the finish. So we're not going to do that one. All the spices are going to come in at the end, which is pretty much as soon as you turn the flame off.
Okay.
Sweet orange peel is what I like. They have bitter orange peel. I've never had a good time with that one. I like sweet orange peel much better. If you really want to, you can get into different kinds of citrus fruits.
Yeah.
And you only want to use the outside peel.
Okay.
And you need to zest it. The white part underneath.
Yeah.
It's just going to be nasty and bitter. You really don't want that. So you get a zester, which kind of peels the outside off of it.
So are you buying a fresh orange to do that?
Yes, I'm buying either fresh orange. I've used tangerines. I've used grapefruits.
Okay.
I've used everything out there and tried to do that. Make sure you start early because zesting takes a while. Oh, I'm just going to do it at the end. It doesn't. You won't get at the end.
Because how much do you need for a 10-gallon or 5-gallon batch, for example, whatever?
Enough. You'll see, because a lot of it boils off.
But what I mean is, you're saying it takes a long time. Is that because you're doing a Ziploc bag full of it, or
yeah,
what?
pretty much.
So, like 20 oranges, 25 oranges?
In 20 gallons, I've used 20 oranges.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to see you standing there.
When I got started late, and I'm like, oh, God, this sucks.
Would an orange a gallon be a good...
Yeah, an orange or two a gallon, depends on how big it is. You can get dried sweet orange peel. I like that, too.
And then, but that is the whole peel with the white part in it, right?
Unfortunately.
So when you do it that way, you're putting it all in there.
Yeah, and so you kind of just roll with how much you want in there. You have to experiment a little bit on that one.
If I'm buying a fresh orange, what variety is an example of a sweet orange?
Navel or tangerines I really like.
Okay.
Or tangelos. But it's on the outside. So you've got these naked looking things you just kind of strip the skin off of them all.
What about cuties? Where do cuties fall?
Cuties will work.
Okay.
They're little. It take a lot of them.
Those are mandarin oranges.
Yeah.
Right?
They are?
Okay. One of the secret things is chamomile.
Okay.
You can get raw chamomile from basically herb stores or chamomile tea and tea bags. Open those up.
Okay.
That'll all work. And, a quarter ounce in 5 gallons is pushing it. It gets a little bit floury. Some people like it more than others, but that's kind of where you want to be. Then you get into the coriander seed.
Mm-hmm.
There's different kinds of coriander. There's the kind you get in the grocery store, which can get celery-like.
Okay.
And then there's Indian coriander, and that's you can get from the Indian store.
Yeah. It's on every corner.
Yeah. Well,
7-Eleven, you mean, right?
Well, by the turkey store, where we can buy Turkish things.
That or it's any ethnic store will have it. It's just it's
racist.
It's bigger kernels.
All right.
I don't just throw those in. I crunch them up. I use a coffee grinder. Those little braun coffee grinders. It zings them up, and it really smells very citrusy.
All right.
And that's the way you got it. Just right at the end, and then you put that in there.
Now, is this one that you have to be careful with? That if you go too much, or
any of these is you got to
even the orange peel, you got to okay.
Yeah, but mostly I would say the chamomile you got more leeway, but it can get very floury.
All right,
the coriander you can get very citrusy, and it really can come through.
So you got less leeway,
right?
Okay,
and it will mellow out here and there. But it's also a wheat beer, so you got to kind of drink it within a month.
Okay.
And then as far as the yeast, the wit yeast is great.
Just the White Labs wit.
Yeah.
Yep.
One caveat: don't split the batch and try the wit yeast on something else because it just doesn't work.
I see.
And don't try just a 001 on this wort. Oh, it's horrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong with it?
It does not give that extra factor to it. And I'm going to split this up, and I had some 001, and I put that for half the batch. Oh, God, it was horrible.
You need the yeast flavors.
You need the yeast flavor. It's a big component.
All right.
It's not just like, I can do it with anything else. This yeast actually really is a big yeast component to it. And where the 001 is very neutral.
Okay.
And it was just the whole other side of the coin. And I couldn't even drink it. It was just, not that it was bad, it's just like, the flavors did not meld well together.
Yeah.
And nothing was counteracting anything else.
That makes sense. All right.
It's like I was drinking perfume.
So use that White Labs Wit yeast.
Yeah, just stick with a wit yeast. Don't try to change off of anything else off of that. As far as the water profile, you're pretty much with a mellow pale kind of profile, which is about 50 parts per million calcium, maybe 15 in magnesium. Keep the sodium you can pump up a little bit because you want it a little sweeter, so you get that up to 50. So keep the sulfates low because you really don't want to really make it sharp. Chloride, you can kind of keep that up. You can get that up there about 40. The bicarbonates, keep that low. It's a very pale beer, so keep that low too.
All right.
Below 50 if you can.
Okay. Tasty, are you going to be upset that you don't get to filter and or biofine this beer? It's going to feel unnatural to you, isn't it?
I'm going to biofine it, filter it, then I'll add the flour.
You are still going to
to
do
each
it.
bottle.
Yeah, to taste, to each
taste,
bottle, or to look, I suppose, yeah.
Hey, now, don't tell Nate this, though, but I'm going to do a tincture on the spices, so...
Now,
I'll take the
I don't care
guesswork
how
out
you
of it.
put it in there, as long as you know what the spices are.
I'm glad that you bring that up because that's a question I had.
Hopefully he's not going to listen to this. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're on break.
He won't listen.
Nah, it's not good, but someone will tell him.
Just whisper it. Whenever you have to say anything, just whisper it. Then he'll never hear.
Because, like you said, a tea takes out the guesswork, right? You can do any of these combinations that Doc is saying are sensitive before you add it to the beer.
If it doesn't have enough chamomile, just make some tea and throw it in there.
And dump it in there. All right. And that's well after fermentation. Or,
on the cold side,
when it's done.
I can do it at bottling.
Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm.
So, what reason is there to add the spices then add a lot of spices at the end of the boil? Like, wouldn't you just want to do real light, and then if it's you taste it after primary and it doesn't have enough orange, you can add orange peel to the secondary?
Because a real brewer knows how to do it in the boil tasting.
It's traditional.
That's right.
Traditional. That's it, and that's really what I'm saying.
It's basically traditional, and that's the way they've done it. And if as soon as you put it in, you smell a lot of it. That's all lost. So it's all going away. And depending on your system, I can't tell you how much to put in there because if you put it in there a little bit early and all the steam, you got a big steam back coming up.
Yeah.
You're going to lose a lot of it. So I can't tell you how much to put in there.
That's why this
Not
is
even a guideline.
That's why this is a good style for two brewers who know their system really well, like Tasty and Nathan, I think, because you guys, you got it almost dialed in. There's still a little guesswork if you're not brewing this beer a lot, but you know how much is going to blow off. You know how much things like that. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Or you treat it kind of like hops. You put whatever you're going to put in right at the end.
Yeah.
You know how much you're going to lose.
And I put that lid on real quick so that
you got to keep all the DMS in there.
Yeah, that's why. It'll clean up later.
Sure. If not, we'll be done with it.
Yeah. All right. And is that Witbier? What about temperatures in that fermentation? Is this one you do higher?
No. I like it. It's in the low 60s, like 62.
Wow.
I like it clean.
Okay. But you still want the yeast to contribute flavor.
The yeast will, and they do fine at 62, 63.
Okay.
It does not. You're going to throw off a lot of esters, stuff you really don't want in there, in the 68 range.
Got it.
And those would be banana clove?
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, it's not like a Hefeweizen yeast, but you're going to get things you don't want, and you want a clean kind of a taste coming through, but you want to have your spices in there and not so much, not overridden by the yeast.
This might be why I don't mind a good wit beer, but I don't care how good the hef is. I don't really like it. I don't want the banana or clove and things like that. So might be why I like wit beer's okay. Although I've had some that are a little too on the spicy side, Blue Moon. And then I'm like, if I wanted carbonated tea, I'd have had tea.
Well, that's
through the soda machine that's on television.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mimosa.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that a common mistake with Witbier? People ferment too hot because it's like a Belgian style, and they think they need to.
Yeah, it's not like a Trappist yeast where you can go 74 with it, when you really want to have that ahead.
What if you ferment it too cold? What happens?
It just goes slow, and you might not get down to terminal gravity. I wouldn't go much below 62. I have, but it's a cleaner 2-3 degrees between 62 and 65 is a big difference between that and 68, 69.
Yeah, a couple of 2-3 will get you every time. Tasty, any questions?
No.
Scribbling notes over there like a madman.
Yeah, I got this all written down.
Well, I'm excited about this challenge. I think they're going to be good beers to try. So we'll get together with Nate.
What about, did we miss the grain bill, or did I?
They did.
Got the whole thing?
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah,
I must have had an out-of-body experience.
I can go over it again if you want.
No, I don't know. Thank you.
Why don't I go over it again for you?
We're good. I got to go to break.
I can do that.
I got to go to break
That's
anyway. All right, Doc, that is a fantastic description of Witbier. I only wish you were here to give details of the first round of the Brewcaster Challenge. But
it wouldn't have helped.
It might not, yeah. All the things were...
You didn't ask.
It was all the obvious things. Like, you didn't put in there... And then, Tasty, when you show up with your beer, make sure it's carbonated. And Tasty, don't ride your bike to work on a hot day with the beer rolling around in the back. And Tasty, like, I don't see why those aren't in your description, Doc.
Yeah, really.
So, really, the amounts for the spices are just whatever? There's no guideline at all, like an ounce?
Well, okay, my
he gave a guideline for orange peel.
And then the chamomile, I've got about 3/4 of an ounce for my 20-gallon kind of thing. So about a quarter of that. Coriander's 1 ounce at 24 gallons. So you get about 0.25 ounces for a quarter ounce for the coriander. And the sweet orange peel, it's tough to put too much in there or to put too little.
Right.
So you got a lot more leeway with the orange peel. And I've done the bitter orange peel in combination with the sweet orange peel.
Mm-hmm.
It all comes down to that big variable and what you like.
Okay.
And the thing with the coriander is very citrusy.
Yeah.
So that all plays into the act of it too. So then it depends on how fresh that coriander is.
Okay.
And how well you crush it up. Some people will crush it with a bottle, like they used to do with the malt, or but I use a coffee grinder, it just chops it up and the whole place smells.
So it really brings it out if you're pulverizing it.
Yeah, it does. You pull it out and you just throw that in there. And that really plays along with the whole citrus factor.
Okay.
All right, cool.
All right, it sounds good. That's your Brewcaster Challenge. Tasty and Nate doing a Witbier. We got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to the boys from GrogTag. Go check out grogtag.com and you'll see what we're talking about. But great labels, and the Brewcasters here did some of their own custom labels to talk about. So hang in there, and we'll be right back with GrogTag.
Listening to the Brewcasters. Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
There's an app on the iPhone for just about everything, including beer. Apps for finding a pint of beer. Apps that look like you're drinking a pint of beer. And now, there's an app for brewing a pint of beer. Introducing BrewPal, the most all-inclusive beer brewing app for professionals and hobbyists that fits in your pocket and goes wherever you do. Recipe formulation that can be imported and exported with a customizable database. Mash and sparge calculations, yeast pitching rates, carbonation tables, and more. Available right now for less coin than a pound of grain. See BrewPal in action at brewpal.info and download it for your iPhone at a special introductory price right now. BrewPal, all the brewing software you need, right in your pocket.
Are you a member of the American Homebrewers Association? Well, you should be. Members of the AHA can focus on brewing beer, and the AHA takes care of the rest. The American Homebrewers Association advocates on behalf of homebrewers like you to legalize the hobby in all 50 states and make sure that beer laws make sense. Plus, there are many great benefits that come with your AHA membership, like AHA member deals that give you awesome deals at bars, restaurants, breweries, and more. Zymergy Magazine and eZymergy energy for tons of articles, how-tos, easy-to-follow recipes, and news about the hobby you love, and access to the members-only content on homebrewersassociation.org. But the AHA can't do it without your support. Join today so the American Homebrewers Association can keep fighting for your homebrewing rights. Visit homebrewersassociation.org or join now from the homepage of the Brewing Network website. Relax. Don't worry. It's the American Homebrewers Association.
Hi, I'm Jason Harris, the proud owner here at Keystone Homebrew Supply. We're thrilled to be entering our 20th year of supplying this great industry, and to show you, the Brewing Network Army, how much we appreciate your support, we're offering you 10% off your first order on our website, KeystoneHomebrew.com. Just use coupon code BNARMY at checkout, and I'll get your order out the same day. My goal at Keystone Homebrew Supply has always been to have a complete supply of everything a brewer could want. When you place your order online or when you come into our store, it's our goal to have everything on your list and more. One aspect of KeystoneHomebrew.com that we're really excited about is the ability to fulfill customers' exact grain bills. Do you hate to wait? Keystone Homebrew Supply can get your precious yeast and hops to you within just one day if you live between Connecticut and Virginia, and within 2 days east of the Mississippi. KeystoneHomebrew.com. Coupon code BNARMY. I'm Jason Harris, and I approve this message.
Tin, Getting tired of that same old handcrafted beverages day after day? Are you looking for something with more diversity than your normal beer? Fellow BN Army member Michael Fairbrother, owner of Moonlight Meadery, is reviving an entire beverage category. Mead!
The meads at Moonlight Meadery are all handcrafted from the finest honey on the market and are perfect for any occasion, like weddings, baby showers, or...
Excuse me? Mead is not your average girly drink, mister, and Moonlight Meads can be enjoyed anytime, anywhere. Football games with the guys.
Yeah.
Barbecues with the guys.
Yeah.
Operating power tools with the guys.
Yeah. Actually, sir, that's really dangerous.
Good point, son.
Next time you have something to celebrate or are just looking for a new tasting experience, pick up a bottle of mead from Moonlight Meadery. Now in 21 states, making over 60 varieties of mead from dry, semi-sweet to sweet.
Break out of that craft beer lull. Grab a bottle of Moonlight Mead. Can't find some? Then ask. No, make that demand some.
Yeah!
Hey, my brewing brothers and sisters. This is Jamel Zanishev, and I want to tell you about my favorite heretic beer, Shallow Grave Porter. I love the rich, malty character of this beer. While full and rich, Shallow Grave has an easy drinking finish that isn't too sweet. I've always loved my homebrew porter recipe, so when it's time to brew Heretic Shallow Grave, I started with that in mind. But I tweaked it with all my latest recipe ideas. Just like in homebrewing, I made sure we used only the finest malts that would produce the ideal flavor for this beer. We used select British malts to get the rich chocolate and caramel flavors, and we spared no expense. The result is a beer as dark as a moonless night, with hints of vanilla, coffee, and chocolate, perfect for a cool evening out in the woods. Cheers.
What'd you get? More brewing ingredients?
Yep. You know what I love about Brewmaster's Warehouse?
The $6.99 shipping?
Well, yeah, but...
Oh, the in-store classes for beginning brewers.
Yeah, that's cool, but...
Oh, the Brew Builder. Creating and saving your recipes online is awesome!
No, yes, but...
The cheese-making supplies.
No.
Oh, the wine-making supplies. Oh, the distilling equipment and liquor flavorings.
All that stuff is awesome, yes, but what I really love is that the guy who runs it is totally hot. And that Brew Builder software is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Brewmaster's Warehouse brings you flat rate shipping on great equipment and ingredients to make beer, wine, cheese, and spirits at brewmasterswarehouse.com. And if you're in Georgia, stop by Brewmaster's Warehouse Monday through Saturday from 10 to 6. Visit brewmasterswarehouse.com today.
Because it's totally hot.
Oh, yeah.
What's funny is brewers will say, yeah, I don't brew to style. I'm brewing my own beer. And it's like a German Pilsner, but it's black. Yeah, it's a sports beer. You know?
The home of live beer radio.
TheBrewingNetwork.com.
Because like beer,
radio shouldn't suck. You're listening to The
Session. this session.
Because life's too short to listen to crappy radio.
Welcome back to the program. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got the boys from Grog Tag in the studio. We're about to learn all about their product, which is pretty badass. I already have their labels on my bottle. But first, just to wrap up that wit segment, Doc gave us a pretty gnarly recipe there, a lot of different grains, and some good information about how to brew a wit beer. If you need help with your recipe formulation and getting things ready for brew day, check out beersmith.com. You get a free 21-day trial of their brewing software, and they now have a mobile app out for iPhone, iPad, Android tablets, Kindle Fire, all of it. Actually, at the time that Brad sent me this message, he was saying that they weren't quite ready for iPhone and iPad yet, but I'm looking at his website right now, and it's saying that they are. So you can go to the App Store, you can go to Google Play, you can go to the Amazon App Store if you're a Kindle user, and get the all-new Beersmith mobile homebrewing app. Now, he had an app before that you could use, but it didn't have full functionality. You couldn't edit your recipes and things. You could go look at them and make sure you're on track, and maybe take your phone to the homebrew store and get your ingredients. But now you can edit the recipes. You can do it all with the Beersmith mobile. So go check it out. The Beersmith software is the free 21-day trial. I don't think there's a way for him to give out a free trial for apps. I know we can't do it. So, but go check them out. If you're already a Beersmith fan and now you want to take it on the go and sit on the airplane like JP likes to do, and
I love sitting on the airplane
and edit your recipes or anything else, you can now do that on the go. Beersmith, it's our favorite brewing software. Go check it out. All right. Right now, we've got the boys from Grog Tag in the studio. And I first heard about Grog Tag, it was kind of a while ago. And then JP started talking about it. And then JP stopped. He wasn't doing his work anymore on time. And I was like, what is happening? He's like, oh, yeah, I'm helping out these guys at Grog Tag. And I'm like, fuck those guys. I got stuff for you to do. But then I got to, they're like, yeah, we actually pay JP.
Your laces aren't going to iron themselves. I get it. You want to look crisp.
So, finally, after first I liked you guys, then I didn't like you, and then I went and checked out your product again, which I'm going to have you guys describe the history of it and what it is. But now I love it. And, in fact, I've got me a 22-ounce bomber. I've never done this before because I am a nerd, but I didn't know what a homebrew nerd I am until I now have my own labels on my own bottle, and I love it. I mean, it's awesome.
The labels are better than the beer.
Much better. Far better than the beer, which is my favorite part about the product.
If we could only make the labels like flavored, then that would be the best, right? Then you can just lick the beer's terrible. You pour it out, you go.
Yes. Or if there just was an option to order slightly shittier labels, then I could match my let me show the camera. My beer. But show people my label there. We've got Todd and Steve from Grog Tag in the studio, and why don't you tell us about what Grog Tag is and how you guys came up with this?
Well, we came up with this about 3 years ago. We're just homebrewers, and I actually work in the printing industry. That's my background.
Okay.
My partner, Steve, he's owns a design firm in Sacramento, and we were just talking about it one day and said, there's no way to design good labels. You just really either do it on your own or they're shitty.
And it's kind of a pain in the ass to do that. And you're also like, which Avery label am I supposed to buy now?
Right.
Yeah, kind of is an understatement.
Yeah, of the 1,000 different numbers.
Right, and it prints. Well, the first three print great, and then the rest of them are like off center.
So you're right. There's no good way to do it.
Yeah. So we tried to streamline the process, make it really easy, make the average person, which is me, because I have no design skills whatsoever.
Okay.
I just know about printing and product and that end of thing, and create a template and a website that people can use to make something kick ass.
Yeah. And that's what I used for mine, by the way, that if you just went to justin.tv/brewing network, mine's a template. I uploaded a logo. I didn't even know how to resize my stupid logo, so it did the whole thing did it all for me. It fit it within the template. I just entered my very funny commentary. And
which is what?
Well, my ordinary bitter is called Get a Job. Jay's Ordinary Bitter.
Oh, I get it.
It's like an acronym. And then it has
an acronym, it is an acronym.
It has a little banner like on each side. So on one side it says 22 ounces.
Yeah.
And on the other side it says cool story, bro. And And that's it. That's what I did. And the thing did it all for me.
You are an idiot.
And I didn't have to do anything except for be funny.
And he made a very cool looking label.
It is a good
If
looking
you can do it.
So templates were one of your ideas that people can just fill stuff in. But you could do a fully custom label over there, too.
Yep. We have the whole other side of the spectrum. So working with this guy, doesn't want anything the same. Everything's got to be different.
Okay.
Because he's got...
Yeah, I'm a pain in the ass.
He's got all the talent.
That's what I heard also, yeah.
He's got all the talent, so...
Really what this is Todd brews beer, I brew swill.
Yeah.
And the tagline for Grog Tag is, at least your beer will look good.
Right.
So, I mean, that's really what it is. So Todd's the type of guy that he kegs everything. Me, when I brew, it's usually marginal at best, and it's all about the label. So between the two of us, he with the printer background and me with the design background, just coming up with really cool templates. So people who want to have a great design can go on the site, customize it, load their own image.
Yeah.
Use my bad jokes, sometimes Todd's bad jokes, but
right.
Anyway, or upload their own design and get cool bottles. And for the real brewers out there, you guys, Todd.
Yeah, me. I know what you're talking about. I know who you're talking to. Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know. But we're coming out with a bunch of labels like the reusable, where you can write on, wipe off. For guys who want to mark, we all use blue tape, basically.
Yeah.
Get rid of the blue tape. Maybe we can get rid of the blue tape, up our game a little bit. And they truly are the coolest part. Todd figured it out. All the other people are starting to do it now, move to vinyl, but Todd figured that out 3 years ago, how to do this really cool low-tack vinyl. You can actually remove that. At last year's Homebrew Conference, we started out on Friday or Thursday putting one on a bottle, and we just removed it and put it back on all day long until the end of the conference, dunking it in water, pulling it out of water, wiping it out, drying it off, pulling it off, putting it back on.
Is that just your standard label? Like, is that what I ordered, or I have to pay extra for that?
Nope, standard label.
So what you're telling me, and I stuck this on here earlier today, is that if I peel this off, I'm a little stingy. Okay, this whole order was $20. You gave it to me. You guys gave it to me for free, but I'm still aware that it would be $20.
Oh, I didn't tell him that.
So
it makes your beard just that much better, doesn't it?
I'm so cheap that I'm afraid to pull this off. But you're telling me if I pull this off, I can reuse it on another bottle.
You can,
because I'm not going to brew Get a Job Ordinary Bitter for another 7 years of this show.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to pull mine. Do you have yours here, Moscow?
Yeah.
I'm going to pull my labels off this bottle, and you put yours on. And then I'm going to put mine back. What do I have to do with them in the meantime?
Stick them on the window over there.
It doesn't even matter? That's not going to hurt it? All right, I've pulled it off.
Just don't get them wet.
All right.
What happens when you get them wet?
They multiply.
Or feed them after midnight.
But it's okay to get them wet when they're on the bottle.
They're on there really good, by the way, too. Just because it's removable doesn't mean it's not.
With the ovals, because they're not a corner, sometimes like you take a little straight edge, like a blade.
I see.
And you can get them started, but...
that thing's stuck on there.
Hey, try the other side.
Hey, you want to do mine?
Try the bottom corner.
There is no corner. It's an
the
oval.
bottom corner.
There's no corner.
Mine has a corner if you want to try mine.
You're still
trying? No, I got it. By the way, I don't know if they all come this way. I ordered the 22-ounce size, and it comes with a neck tie, too, like the neck.
The necker?
The necker part.
Yeah. Well, it has to look like a full-on professional system, right?
Yeah, look at the whole deal. All right, my label is off. Moscow's is going on. I bet his aren't nearly as funny as mine. Is just say Scott the Jew. I haven't seen
says,
his
at
labels.
least I got this for free.
Yeah.
I have a label. I just have no soul.
Coupon code PALE.
Top a little bit.
Right over there. All right, so we're reusing. So the material itself is a vinyl sticker. That's what you're saying?
Yep. It's vinyl with it's vinyl with a low tack adhesive on it.
Okay.
So it can stand up. Sorry.
No, I was giving them some pointers. I'm putting on the neckers are tough because every bottle the neck's shaped different. So one size fits all was difficult with the neckers, but
yeah, I had to put it in a couple different locations, and for a minute I thought, well, this isn't going to fit, but it does fit. You do have to find the right location.
But that's the nice thing about it is like if you don't get it right the first time, just take it off, put it back on,
pull it back off.
Justin, you thought the same thing with those magnums.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, hey, it doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit. You don't unroll
I keep
it
trying,
all the way,
though. Yeah, that's right. I just put a bunch of popsicle sticks in there with it.
I shove cotton in there.
No, it's fine.
Please stop talking.
Let me see yours, Moscow. Why do they get to see it before I do? I'm the goddamn host.
Yeah, well, and he fucked with my camera view and everything.
Is that
he's got a
Olympics? Is that what that is?
He's got a hockey.
Sorry.
Hockey one. Kick save Kolsch 22 ounce and 22 ounce to freedom. That's your little funny bit there.
Get it? That's from a 311 song.
Yeah. All right, so his labels are now stuck on it, are sticking well. What if he drops that in a cooler with water in it and stuff? It's going to stay then?
Yeah, they're water resistant. As long as they're on the bottle, you put them on a clean, dry bottle, you're good.
I'm finding all of this hard to believe. I mean, I've been dealing with stickers my whole life. Everyone's dealt with stickers since you were a kid.
Oh, everybody likes stickers.
You can't put stickers in water? Or peel them off and reuse them.
Yeah. So,
until now.
Yep, until now.
You're defying everything we know about stickers.
Yeah, when they're on there, they don't feel like vinyl. It just feels like a regular sticker.
They do. They feel like the regular
label.
Yeah.
So you got that, wow, you made this kind of thing going.
Yeah, that's actually something to point out. Because of Todd's background in printing, the printers that run these labels are the best in the world. Like literally, you can't get better reproduction from these printers. They're called Indigo presses, and they're amazing.
I see.
I do professional graphic design all the time. This is the same printer we demand for, clients who are paying us thousands of dollars.
So this is a good point, because when I go to GrogTag and I design my label, or even if I use one of your templates, I don't then get to a page where it has me printed out on my own computer. Which, by the way, I would have gone for also, because templates and all that bullshit. But it's not that. I order it, and you guys send me the labels.
Yep, that's how it works right now. We are looking at an option when people ask us, like, especially, we get a lot of orders internationally, and it's expensive to ship it internationally. It's like $20 for labels, and they pay $30 to ship it.
Right.
And so they ask, hey, can I just print it on my own? It's like, sure, no problem. So $5, design your own template. We'll email it to you, and you get a cool design label for $5.
I think that's a good idea, just to be able to do it, right, and do it quickly. But it is not the awesomeness that is.
No, you're not going to get that peel it off and use it again kind of thing.
No, but they will buy some label stock. They'll buy $40 in ink cartridges. They'll
right.
Yeah, might as well just order it.
Everybody else is making the money, but you guys on that.
Seriously, we do this. I do this for a living, and everybody thinks they're going to save $1.
Right.
Yeah, you do the math. You're not saving any money.
Well, I'll being honest is that I also didn't realize that this was the thing. And once I realized, I order it, and it showed up 2 days later, and they're this high quality stuff. Now I get it. Now I really get what GrogTag is. Because before, when I thought I print them at home, and I'm just not that home brewer. A lot of home brewers are that home brewer. You should see Tasty's brilliant labels. They're like 1/8 of a white sheet of paper. he puts his recipe on, he cuts them off, and there's like 100 pieces of tape that hold it onto the bottle. And so he's a guy who could benefit from your just print at home label. At least he'll put his face on it or something.
I could really benefit from being able to take them on and off the bottle.
Yeah,
I'm using a permanent adhesive, so I have to soak them.
It's done. Give me the bottle back.
I have a question for you guys.
Sure.
When we first started developing this product, I would go on the forums and I would sort of listen to all the guys that are creating their labels. And have any of you guys ever used milk?
No, of course. Me.
Is there an adhesive?
What is that?
Yeah.
I've been doing it for 10 years.
That's to put it on?
Yeah.
I was blown away because homebrewers, just by nature, they're like such a crafty, crafty lot of.
You can say cheap.
Exactly.
I've been doing it for years.
Well, you were doing it
I don't use a lot of labels,
right?
But you just kind of float it in a saucer full of milk and just put it on there, and it sticks great.
And it smells all funky.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
No, I actually tried it at home, so I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But Todd and I, we specifically, one thing we talked about was like when Todd got married, right? You had your homebrew at the wedding, and we were like, okay, that's a really cool idea. We think that's a trend that's happening. I mean, really neat to have someone brew beer for your wedding, right?
Right.
But you can't. It's either serve it in a growler, serve it in a keg, and there's no.
People don't know.
Yeah. They don't know that you've done it right. So now you can print these labels out, drop them in a cooler. They'll be there forever.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't get any damage. They don't get damaged at all. Come out of the cooler perfect.
Well, having just the body label, is one thing, but having that neck label is tough.
It's pro.
You have to have that. It's got to have the arc to it. Mm-hmm. It's got to fit. You saw him trying to get it on there, trying to print that on there. I've done that too.
But your template makes it easy.
It's a hit and miss, but that makes just that much better is having that neck label.
I've now stuck my logo back on, and lo and behold, it sticks again. There it is. It's stuck to the glass, and now it's stuck back to the glass bottle, and now both labels are back on the bottle in their.
Now we don't know whose beer it is
in their full form. Yeah.
Nor do we care.
Exactly. Now, I think you're right about the trend and the coolness of being able to do a wedding beer and actually put it on each table. Yeah. There is another feature about your website that I would like to let people know about, and that is that when you create a logo, you can opt to have it displayed on the website.
Yep.
And there are currently lots of logos displayed. Several of them are people's wedding bottles. And I would like to encourage people to think a little more next time when you have marriage number 2. Just put a little more put a little more thought into your grog tag label, and I think that people might be more likely to save it and keep it and not make fun of you.
People need to go to the website just to check that.
I'm trying to find them. How do I do this?
Well, if you go, let me navigate there myself.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
All right, it's grogtag.com. Hover over beer labels, and then a big navigation screen opens up. It's a really good website, by the way. And then you click on See What Others Have Created.
Oh, I'm retarded.
And then once you do that, like, for example, one of the first ones that comes up, there are 2 bottles called Hop Mess. One of them has pictures of hops on it, but the other one has a picture of a hop mess, a lady with her baby. She's kind of a mess. And, hey, if you want to
Don't
put that
judge her.
Well, I don't know, she's just a mess.
She's just a mess.
You guys are jerks.
You can then kind of scroll through. There's several pages of them, and you'll get to the wedding ones, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
They say happily ever after.
Here's a nice here's a nice one. I do brew.
I like
it's a cream ale.
Yeah.
And it's a hot chick with a douchebag, as we often find in the world.
She makes a good first wife.
Practice wife?
There's also a whole bunch of just really, like, deliberately funny ones. Oh, God, wait, I got to go back. Hang on. Now, Bevo, on the bottom.
There's one with naked people.
I didn't see that one.
Wait, I didn't see that one either.
The bottom,
go back to that one.
The bottom of page 2, Bevo, has a label, and it's a romantic black and white scene.
I'm getting there.
They're in a forest, and the dude is kissing the broad. And by the way, he looks like he doesn't even want to be there
because he's got his hands in his pockets instead of on her tits.
Oh, those are engagement photos.
and you're just like, come on.
He looks like he's in pain.
He's about to get married.
Yeah, not yet. Wait till after he's
That's
married.
rude.
Right.
What do you think Doc's take is on marriage? Just right out of the blue. What do you think?
Hey, I'm never going to give away a quarter of my shit again.
I like Mr. February's Irish Red.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Now, the cool thing, actually, about the label display is you can kind of see the difference between there's several different templates, like I used and Moscow used, but then you can also tell when people just did 100% their own logo. Yeah. And people are some pretty artistic people on there.
Yeah.
Some not so much.
Yeah, it actually stimulated a new part of our site. Is we have it's called an artist spotlight program. So if you have design skills and you want to put a template on there, send it to us. We'll actually create a page strictly for you. We'll brand your labels on our site. You get a commission.
Wow.
On if your label's ordered, you get a percentage of that.
Oh, I see. People can actually buy that label, that design.
Yeah. So if you go to the wine labels, there's actually a guy from Studio Pub. He's a real talented designer, and we just made 2 of his live, the first 2 right there. So that's not from us. Those are from Studio Pub. He's got his little logo there on the bottle.
Oh, yeah, I see.
So it gives him some great pub, and
those are very nice too.
It allows us to sort of network through small little communities throughout the world. It's pretty fun.
So all you artists out there who have had buddies will be like, "Hey, design me a label, man," and then when you give it to them, they're all, "That thing sucks." Right. And your friendship is dissolved. Just go ahead and send us the labels.
There you go. Now, I'm seeing keg and carboy labels.
I was about to say, you don't just bottle. That's where
I like this.
I don't bottle a lot, but the carboys and the kegs.
Yeah, so these are permanent style. These don't peel off. These are dry erase. They stay on, so you write on what's going on with your batch, what it is, so you never lose track of your keg, your carboy, where it is in the process. You can customize all the type, upload your logo into the corner.
But because it's whiteboard, I don't care that it's permanent. I mean, I just want something to stick on there and wipe off every time I use the keg. That's brilliant.
Exactly.
This I like. I don't even like the tags. I know that you guys use the tag system, which is the best system I've seen until I've seen this.
Well,
this is better.
You got to put on your fermenter too. You can just write what beers.
Oh yeah,
it says keg and carboy.
And on my conical where I'm going to put it. The thing with this, half of my stuff is going to be in a chest freezer,
and the other
I'm only looking at the top. So that's why the little tag thing.
Yep.
And I use the wire tag with the tag on it. And
that's what I mean, yeah.
And I got to throw those away all the time. I feel really bad about that. But if I get a whiteboard one, it just
so you know, I'm the same way. So I use chest freezer. So I use the small ones, our regular beer labels for that, and they take a dry erase crayon or a washable crayon, same way that those, and I can leave those on when I wash my carboy. They don't come off. Just
nice.
Like I put the bottles in a nice chest, and so that way they fit on the top part of your carboy.
Yeah, that's what I need. I need to look at the top.
Yeah,
beautiful.
And that's half my cold is going to be.
Well, we have this giant problem where for some reason we sell beer labels and people don't understand that they're stickers. they don't make the connection. I mean, seriously, we're constantly talking about, like, people will say, well, I want a smaller beer label. And we're like, well, our wine labels are smaller, and they just...
but that's a wine label.
That's a wine label. They look at it on a beer bottle.
I'm talking about beer, guys. What can I do with a wine label?
Duh. I don't see any mead labels.
Stick it to something.
Where's the cider label?
Right. We're such idiots.
So we're going into pasties next.
Yeah.
So
small ones, right?
Todd at his house he'll brew, and then he kegs, and he has a tap stand in your, what do you call that?
Garage.
Kegerator?
Kegerator. There you go. Well, he'll take behind the tap handles, he'll slap the beer type up on his cabinets.
Right.
Oh yeah, because they're removable. You don't. I mean, it doesn't hurt your cabinets or anything. So every time you go over to his house, you know what the beer. You know, it's not handwritten. It's just,
and it's all for each tap. It's labeled.
Right.
Yeah. That's the same thing with your kegerator down there. You know, you got 2 tap handles you can write on, but the other 3 put a label behind it.
Right.
Just write on what it is. And
how long does my coupon code work for? I'm looking at the keg
SJP. He's got the power.
I'm looking at the keg label now, and just as an example, you know, there's a place for your logo, and then there's a place for the original gravity, a place for the finishing gravity, a place for the ABV, a place for some notes, a place for the beer type, a place for dates. There's a circle, yes or no, if it was dry hopped, and this is just one of the templates. You can customize your own with all sorts of things too, but just as an example, you could very quickly go, and it has all the information I want to see on my keg. Like you said, I hadn't brewed in a while, but I just did, and I got a bunch of blue tape on all my kegs so that I could write what it was, the date I brewed it, the date I kegged it, all that shit.
How
on
good
blue
it was.
tape. How awesome I am. I do things. A smiley face. I really like these labels, man.
Well, you have a lot of blue tape left.
I have 8 rolls.
Well, now you can actually put a picture of yourself on every single one of your beers.
Perfect.
Just what you want to see.
You can't get better than that.
No, that sounds great.
Picture your dumb face. There's also
I pour awesomeness.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's my next IPA name.
There's also coasters.
Oh yeah.
So you know we all did labels, but McDowell did coasters.
He did?
Coaster, yeah.
Let me see the coasters. Sure. Oh, Tasty now has coasters. Tasty's Tap Room.
Speaking of pictures of yourself on shit.
No crap on that. That's really high quality printing too. Yeah, even just the way the colors are standing out in that's the best your logo's ever looked right there, Tasty.
I like it.
Yeah. Look at that. That's really high quality coaster.
So we can guarantee that the printing, you'll be very happy with the printing.
Yeah. No, I like that quite a bit. In fact, we've had a lot of shitty coasters come through this room. So I like it, Tasty. You're like, I'm going with the coaster, then I can share them with your freebie.
Yeah.
You're a smart man,
I can
Tasty.
sign them, autograph.
Tasty
nice.
Well, that's cool stuff, especially for the homebrew nerd in all of us, because, you know, when you share your homebrew, you kind of want to, you know, you got people over, you kind of want to go the extra mile, so they know that you're a nerd, and they're like, wow, look, he has his own label, he's got his own coaster.
It's kind of cool to have, you know, a lot of the coasters have the same template as the beer labels. Okay. So you can actually have matching, you know, depending on the template you pick. So you can have, like, here's one I did for, here, you want to hold that up for the camera? Here's one I did for...
what is that in there, chloroform?
Where did you get this picture of me?
I'm hoping to get laid later on tonight, Steve, so I gotta...
Did Kate give you this picture of me?
That is my good, close personal friend, Mr. David Howes.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's my
your girlfriend's
father.
dad?
Yeah, when he's like 20.
He's a handsome 70s man.
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta see that.
It's called wavy brown lock. Yours is funnier than mine, JP.
Well, I'm funnier than you.
Wait, that's not the guy from Princess Bride?
My name is David House.
You killed my father. Yeah, that's a pretty great label, JP.
Oh yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
But so you could have that be a coaster as well, if you wanted. So
can I
really
have this be a coaster? I want this one.
I think
You
I can.
You can make arrangements.
Sure, I can figure it out.
And again, the printing, like this is a photograph, and the printing quality is awesome.
And it's a kind of a crappy quality photograph too.
It's still now. And you were saying, now I could write on this. You were saying these labels take like an erasable crayon, so I can make little dick pictures to JP's future father-in-law.
Well, let's not.
Little wiener on his forehead, and then wipe it off.
Little wiener on his crotch.
Why would you want to wipe it off?
Don't be shy.
On the beer labels,
The nose be your guide.
If you leave a blank spot for the printing, you can. It's really write-onable, wipe-offable.
Okay.
Especially with the dry erase crayons. If you use like a dry erase marker, you just want to make sure that it's blank where you're writing on it, because it's basically a solvent, so you can take the ink off of the label.
Because there's no coating. There's no dry erase coating on those.
I see.
Like there is on the Cake Carboy labels.
It still works pretty good. You just gotta. We have templates and stuff. You just gotta leave no ink underneath it, otherwise it'll pull.
And we have a lot of people
design
do
in that empty space.
Yeah,
when you design it.
We have a lot of people do that. Like they'll get a sheet that'll last them 2 years.
Oh yeah.
They'll buy 20 labels or 24 labels, and they'll leave the beer name or the style blank. And they'll leave the ABV blank, and you just write in. You're pouring a growler and going to a buddy's house.
Right.
And you want to dress it up a little bit and have a little fun. And guarantee it'll taste better.
You guys kind of screwed up there. It's like the car warranty that goes 100,000 miles now. You're like, fuck, I wish they'd buy another car already.
Yeah.
And they're just reusing that same label.
But at heart, we're homebrewers. So, that was my goal. Our goal from the beginning was to create a badass product using our professional skills in the real world.
Yeah.
And take it to homebrewers, and that's what we tried to do from the get-go. It's about providing value, and that will come full circle.
What has Mac been saying lately? Our coder has been saying, "Hey man, you got to eat your own dog food." Keep saying, "Eat your own dog food."
Yeah, you got to do it.
We use these labels ourselves. We're not trying to pawn a product off on it. You know what I mean? We use
I can tell.
My company, every year we do Christmas beers. We give out I don't know 400, 500 22s for gifts, and that's one of the places that this started. Was we do our labels, GrogTag labels.
I see.
We send them out.
Yeah. It's an awesome product. You can go to grogtag.com right now. And I think Doc just discovered yet another use for the GrogTag label.
Yep, growlers.
Get yourself a new Hop Grenade Warhead, and you can cover our logo with your logo. In fact,
the other logo.
My guess would be if you bought the Kegerator whiteboard ones, it would probably cover our whole logo, right? It's probably big enough to go right there, and you can...
why would you want to?
You could do the other side, but just
Doc,
in case.
You didn't place that label on properly. It's a little crooked. You might want to fix it.
But
now you can. You can fix it.
I went 3 or 4 times figuring what's right, and then I figured Justin fucked this up.
I made it wrong. I managed to fuck up a template. Can you believe it?
Well, if I put it like this...
Well, yes. Yes, I do.
It's like that. Should be, but then it's that or that.
I screwed it up.
Well, our logo's a little off-center.
Well, you know what's cool? I can reapply it over and over.
Right.
Until your OCD is fully satisfied.
Right.
If you go under more products, they have tasting mats also.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I saw that
Brand
too.
New. Brand new.
So you have 4 or 5 home brews you want to taste, or commercial beers or whatever. Then you can actually make notes with a dry erase marker and do this it's a whole thing, man.
Is there a package that I can order all of these things in one deal?
We're working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had to bring that up.
Sorry. By the way, people have been asking us for that for years too. We still haven't done it. Like they want the hat and the shirt and the hood, and we haven't done it.
It's somewhere in the system, but we can't find it.
Yeah. It's amazing how difficult the simple things are to do. Like everything else that you've done with this website, all the hard stuff, you're like, yeah, I did all that. And then I ask a simple thing. Can I have them all together? No, that's hard, dude. Same with our site, man. It's hard. All right, but those will be coming. I like the taster mats. That's another great idea.
Yeah, I could probably use those. So I have to have people over.
It's fun. Same thing. You can upload your logos, your images. And then there's drop downs in there, so if you want to do 3 flight, 4 flight, 5 flight, 6 flight, you can just change it and it'll automatically repaginate.
Oh yeah,
the amount of tasters you can have on each sheet. It's like an 11 by 17, fully laminated dry erase sheet.
Wow.
Laminated.
Do you guys censor these at all? I mean, has JP sent in anything that you thought, listen, we're not that kind of company?
Like that lady at the DMV?
Yeah,
we debate for about 2 seconds. Should we? Just let it go.
Yeah.
Honestly,
it's not our job.
No, it's not yet. We
no censorship.
No, we've had a few good ones, though.
I take a picture of my gonorrhea and I go, I need this on an oval label.
Yeah. With little buds coming off the ends. I don't know. I don't have no idea. Grogtag.com. Check it out. You've probably heard about it like I have, but I don't think you really know about it.
It's a fun website to play on. It really is.
I'm going to go back to see what others have created, and I'm just going to skip ahead. I haven't been to like page 9 yet.
There's some pretty good ones on there too.
And there's some, there are some funny ones.
Actually, I emailed you one because our chat program can't.
Is this the one I'm not allowed to talk about?
I think you can talk about it, but
is there a way to search this? Like you can't search labels on there. This one's pretty good. It's a beer somebody called the Mystical Negro. It's a transcendental love ale, and it has a remarkable photo on it. I
wonder if the webcam will do it justice.
It might.
I
want to make a transcendental love ale. Are there instructions on how to make these sorts of beers on GrogTag, or we just have to look at it, enjoy the labels?
That's just kind of the fun part about it. That's the way we want to share those. You can look at them and go, "That's a good idea," and you just sort of take that and run with it.
I think
some of them are real weird.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one it looks like a father holding his child's feet, his newborn, with their wedding rings on the toes.
Oh,
doesn't make any kind of sense.
And you're just like, dude,
it's not like it's on a squirrel or anything, right?
Couldn't you have just checked the box to not display it on the website? Mine's on there. I must have left the box checked that you can leave mine up there. And I should probably take it down because it's too good. I don't need other people.
That always blows me away.
Happily ever after.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Think twice next time before you do your wedding beer. Happily ever after.
I like that.
If your friends laugh at you, get new friends at your they're like, oh, that's cute.
Optimism.
Oh God.
Where were these when we were playing the "Give Me Your Favorite Beer"
hop stupid name?
Yeah.
Maybe you should censor some of these.
Right. Wow, there are some really great ones on here. And good artists. Zombie Drool is pretty good. It's a nice looking zombie on there.
Every now and then one comes across that there really are some pretty cool artists out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, October we get some really good labels.
Yes. Aren't you glad she said yes, IPA?
Oh, God. Shoot me in the face! Oh. They were meant for each. He's like, what do you think about this for our beer? I made this one. Oh, yes, honey, this is wonderful. It's exactly what I expected from you.
That's the best one so far.
There's a Pabst Blue Ribbon label on there.
The Hollaback. That's always a classic.
It's just
that Hollaback one was one of the first labels that we made, and it actually offended Todd's wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Almost put a brakes to the whole thing.
Yeah, she's like, wait a second.
Well, and we did a sushi party launch of the whole company, and we had everyone who came to the party got to make a label that we produced.
Nice.
Printed and put them on, and oh my God, you'd be amazed what people get creative with.
Right.
It's like hot mess or Daddy get the sitter, Mama's going out, and it's like, holy cow, these are like my friends that babysit my kids. I'm like,
the true colors come out.
I don't want to have to bend another spoon for this heroin IPA.
Yeah. You're like, wait, we were about to hire you.
There's a Holland Oatmeal Stout.
Oh, they took that from us. Come on.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's one of our listeners right there. Well, it's good stuff, kids. I like it. Go to grogtag.com. Check it out right now. It's pretty cheap, and it's actually cheaper now that I know that they're reusable, too. So, do your first one that's for a beer you already know and love that you brew often, and that way you can test it out and get some use of it. Say you're a Janet's Brown guy, for example, and you're going to brew that thing a couple times a year. Go over there and print that label first, and then once you're in love with it, I think you're going to order more. I'm going to go back and do the keg ones because I barely bottle anything. I did go buy some 22-ounce bottles today just because I got these labels from you guys, though. So I might put my ordinary bitter in there, but I think my next deal is going to be the keg ones. That's pretty rad
I
idea.
think we should have a contest coming up here.
That's a good idea.
Do you think it should be part of the Brewcaster Challenge?
Yes.
It's another
Oh, God, yeah.
Tasty and Nate each have to do a label.
Oh, no, I think everybody makes the label for them.
Oh, I
actually like that.
That's a good idea.
It's a little more crowd participation.
We get to compete against each other for who the official label is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not bad.
I mean, it'd be good.
Because we did come up with some nice names already for the first round, so we can kind of go through that again.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
And then we pick the winning on the show, and then we order it. And
guess what? GrogTag just became the sponsor of the Brewcaster Challenge. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that just happened.
And BN Army, you get 10% off, too, so even a little cheaper right now for you guys.
Is there a coupon code for that?
It's BN Army, all caps. I'm pretty sure JP set that up, didn't you? So
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Do it now. 10% off. It's well worth it. You guys are going to like it. It's a very cool thing. Steve, Todd, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us, guys.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the labels, too. I'm going to use them. So that's good stuff. All right, let's do this. We're going to take a quick break. Go to grogtag.com and check it out right now. When we come back, we'll do a little feedback. We'll do some Drunk of the Week, and we'll get out of here. Hang in there. It's The Session.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. The Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
Where do you go for all the stuff you need to brew? Homebrewstuff.com, of course. In their Boise, Idaho storefront and warehouse, they have more than 750 craft beers and 8,000 square feet of homebrew products in stock. The staff at Homebrew Stuff are homebrewers themselves. They try out just about everything, including the beer, so they can answer your questions knowledgeably and correctly about brewing, kegging, and anything else you might need to ask. Don't live near the Homebrew Stuff store? Visit homebrewstuff.com online and take advantage of their $7.95 domestic shipping available on most orders. Homebrewstuff.com is a proud sponsor of the AHA, NHC, GABF, and countless other acronyms. So if you're a homebrewer looking for great people, a great selection, and great deals, head to homebrewstuff.com, online or in person. Visit their YouTube channel for loads of free how-to and product videos. All of the stuff you need to brew. homebrewstuff.com.
When I order a beer, I want my server to know more about it than I do. I want someone who enjoys good beer and loves helping others enjoy it too. I want someone who knows how to pour a perfect pint for any beer style. I want a Cicerone. The Cicerone certification program is creating the type of people who help you enjoy great beer. Home brewers and craft beer lovers know beer is more flavorful and complex than ever, and it takes some serious knowledge to store and serve beer right. Cicerones know beer. There are 3 levels in the Cicerone program: Certified Beer Server, Certified Cicerone, and Master Cicerone. Cicerones are truly the sommeliers of beer. The best beer locations have a certified Cicerone on staff. Relaxed and unpretentious, Cicerones are tested on storing and serving beer, beer styles, flavor and tasting, the brewing process and ingredients, and pairing food with beer. Learn more about your next beer guide at cicerone.org. Certified Cicerone, because it takes top talent to present a perfect pint.
Did you know the Brewing Network's very own Code Writing Fool's son, Ryan Wolf, has opened a beer mecca in Missouri? The Wolfbrow House of Beer has hundreds of beers from all over the world and is conveniently close to I-70 in St. Peters. Free tastings Saturdays 4 to 6 p.m. featuring special guests from local breweries. The best build-your-own six-pack around with every style represented. And kegged craft beer available for your kegerator too. There's always something new at the Wolfbrow House of Beer.
Beer. New and hard-to-find beer every week. No two visits are the same, just like passing out at the Rat Pad.
Hi, this is Ryan from Wolfbrow House of Beer. Mention the Brewing Network when you stop in for some cool free stuff. Mention JP for a swift kick in the ass.
The Wolfbrow House of Beer. Beer with personal service from a member of the BN Army.
This is Code. Visit my son's shop or I'll yank the BN website down.
www.wolfbrow.com.
And now, Northern Brewer presents What If Homebrewers Ruled the World?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll follow me, I will lead you into the gallery area. Now, the first piece up for sale today is a Jamil Zainasheff original, a bottle of 1997 vintage Evil Twin.
I say.
A bidding for this one-of-a-kind piece will start at £7,000. And if you'll continue to follow me, ladies and gentlemen, I can show you a rather abstract piece from Bay Area brewer Justin Crossley. It's a German Doppelbock entitled Justin's Giant Bock. The brewer's notes here indicate that this beer had excellent mouthfeel.
That's just a crazy dream. Or is it? With Northern Brewer, a thirsty nation can craft its own ale and lager for the greater good of mankind. Northern Brewer, the home of superior customer service and the finest selection of home brewing goods for the future.
Here's a bite for beer lovers. Soft caramel made with real craft brew and coated in chocolate. And hop drops, hard candies made with real hop oil. Introducing Beer Candy from beercandy.com. Beer Candy's amazing caramels come in 4 mouth-watering flavors. IPA, bitter gold, wrapped in smooth white chocolate. Lager, made with a familiar beer from Boston and coated in milk chocolate. Lambic, soury Belgian goodness full of fresh raspberry and dipped in dark chocolate. And stout, roasty cocoa chocolate insanity. Hop drops are made with Fuggles or Cascade hops and are known as the candy that bites you back. Choose from sampler and full sizes of both and make your mouth jump to life. All at beercandy.com. Hop drops and beer caramels. Satisfy your sweet tooth as only a beer lover could with Beer Candy. Visit beercandy.com today.
All right, BN Army, it's trivia time. What's the only homebrew shop with over 1,000 recipe kits, $4.99 shipping on orders over $100, and is also home of the Wolf Shirt? The one and only answer is Austin Homebrew Supply. For over 20 years, they've specialized in creating recipes such as the best-selling Texas Blonde Ale, Apocalypso, Hop Bomb 2.0, and Double Chocolate Stout. And they just recently unveiled their small grain kits that produce 1 gallon of beer. Visit austinhomebrew.com to browse their extensive catalog of equipment and ingredients. They also have mini clone recipes of your favorite commercial beers. They're the exclusive retailer of BrewVent yeast fuel as well, yeast nutrient, and the all-new Bodybuilder. Follow Austin Homebrew Supply on Google Plus to participate in video hangouts on popular brewing topics. So visit austinhomebrew.com today and make sure you sign up for their weekly email with news and specials. Austin Homebrew Supply, austinhomebrew.com.
Wait till you can pour it out of your own kegerator.
I mean, your friends will look at you with awe.
And it's just hot.
It is?
It's so super hot.
The home of live beer radio.
TheBrewingNetwork.com.
Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck.
You're listening to
The Session. You're listening to the Brewing Network. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck.
Welcome back to the program. Thanks for hanging out with us. I want to let you know a longtime friend of the BN is the American Homebrewers Association. We've worked with them from pretty much day one. You can go to homebrewersassociation.org and check them out. You know, if you're not a member, you should be.
Or a board member.
It is, or a board member. You could try to be a governing committee member as well, like I am. And the AHA has been good to us over the years, but they've been better to you if you're a homebrewer. They've worked on legalization issues and all sorts of legislation that affects homebrewers, not to mention Zymergy Magazine and, of course, the recent passing of the Alabama homebrew bill. AHA had a hand in that all the way through and really supported those guys over there. And, it's just a great organization. You can sign up now by clicking the AHA link on the bottom right of our homepage, and we get a little cut of that too. But I highly recommend becoming an AHA member. You can use the pub discount program. You get the Zymergy magazine every other month. All sorts of benefits for being an AHA member. And I have been an AHA member for years now.
Good.
5 of our 8 years in existence, I think I've been an AHA member. I was slow to start.
Well, you're slow anyway.
But yeah, now I'm. I don't know why I haven't even bought the lifetime one. I should just buy the lifetime one.
You should buy but you should.
It might not be much of a discount. I figure I got 4 or 5 years left, so I got to do the math. I think make sure the lifetime is going to be worth it.
I thought you got a lifetime.
No, you don't get anything. Yeah, I still got to buy my membership as a GC member.
Oh,
yeah, no, they don't. They do a lot of things. Giving away memberships is not one of them.
Maybe that's just what they tell you.
I do get. I think I get 1 night of hotel covered at NHC because we have to be there a night early for the governing committee. They give me that. Which I pass on to Doc or somebody who needs a hotel every. I don't know how that works
because Doc can't afford a hotel room.
Yeah, I'm like, how about the doctor?
Sorry, man.
The guy who lives in Moraga and has acres.
Yeah. Anyway, go check out AHA.
I don't have acres in Philadelphia.
That's true.
I'm pissed at the AHA for the role they played in passing the Alabama the home brewing bill.
Are you?
Yeah.
Really?
Because we don't get.
Why don't you tell us about it, Moscow?
And now a moment with the people I used to like before I knew them on Facebook.
This non-stop gold mine coming out of that place. And now no more, thanks to the AHA and their efforts.
No more good audio.
No more. This radio show might as well get canceled.
We can't make fun of them anymore.
Right. We just need this music bed for about 10 times during the show when one of us starts crying about something. Yeah, you're right. No more good audio. Just pay attention over there. Something will come up.
Can you play me a little of that good audio from before?
The beer we selling now not good enough.
There you go.
That's good.
It's still.
I like the.
It isn't. It's officially not good enough.
Moses was a wino.
No, it's everlasting.
Moses, no, it's Noah.
No,
Moses.
Yeah. Noah was a little wino.
Hey, everybody knows that Moses was a heroin addict.
Everyone was a wino back then.
Right. All right, I think we got a little bit of feedback to do,
feedback.
Before we move on with
banjo.
the program.
Cue the banjo.
Whose feedback brought to us by today?
Moonlight.
Oh, there we go. Feedback's brought to you today by Moonlight Meadery. Our fantastic friend over there, Michael Fairbrother. You can go to moonlightmeadery.com right now. And by the way, you should request Moonlight in your area. They're in over 30 states now and growing. It has a lot to do with the BN Army requesting where they should be. And as Michael always says, go to your local and request it to be there too, and he'll do his best to get it there. But go check out moonlightmeadery.com, and if you see a bottle of their meat on the shelf, I would highly recommend you snap it up.
Yeah.
What is MEAD need? What is that?
And then you're going to get laid that night, I guarantee.
That's exactly what it's good for.
By yourself or others.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Because you feel... I had a bottle one night. I was like, I feel good about myself now.
And it counts.
I went to bed. It does count.
And you feel good about yourself since.
Yeah, I had to ask myself to leave my own living room.
And go to the bathroom.
Just say it.
All right.
Okay, cue the band.
Oh my God!
You've got mail.
Kick ass.
All right, let's see. Dirkus writes in. I think that's a real name. I don't think that's a nickname.
Sounds like a grog tag label.
Dirkus.
Dirkus Pale Ale.
Yeah. Dirkus Dort. Hey, BN Army.
Mrs. Dirkus?
I just realized how much I depend on the session to get my daily dose of laughter. I've just upgraded from private to corporal.
Yeah.
I know this helps keep the light on and the ass hattery flowing. By the way, I really miss Paxton and the cooking show. Is he coming back? It would be impossible to replace Paxton, but I really would love to have a cooking pairing show on again from Dirkus.
No!
Paxton he's not fired. We haven't had a falling out. It's more probably my fault than Paxton's, but we both get busy, and we haven't been able to connect to put a show back on. I have suggested that he gets another co-host than me, and I think we can get it done a little bit more regularly, and I think we're exploring that avenue to get somebody in here to help
He's always got something going.
I'll do it.
You'll host with him?
Yeah.
I think you have to be asked to do it by him.
Well, I like beer pairing.
Yeah, JP's the perfect.
That'd leave a grit.
Everything Paxton says, no.
I don't taste that at all.
No. What about this? No.
It's not smoky enough.
Isn't it better with this? No.
No.
Trevor in Cincinnati writes in, what the hell is Dr. Homebrew? And where can I get some? We did a whole bit on the last program. Dr. Homebrew is a new show by JP. I'll be posting it this Thursday, the first episodes. And it's where you get to send in your homebrew to BJCP certified judges to evaluate it and talk about the different things that are wrong with it. And it's not there to bash the beer, but to help you fix problems that you've not been able to get repaired.
Actually, this Thursday will be live. 2 shows starting at 7:30.
So
is that right?
Basically, we don't have to look at your face when we
you're going to get
talk about your beer.
You're going to get a triple dose because I'm also going to post the first episode for download, and then you'll also get the live versions and everything else.
Great.
So, yeah, all happening this Thursday right here on the BN.
Wow. That's new.
Let's see. Yours in True Man Love writes in, what up, fuckers? First, I want to say fuck.
No, you did.
I just finished listening to the sessions from day one after starting about a year ago. You motherfuckers can talk on and on and on and on and on and on and on about some stupid shit. Although, actually, I do like me some Four Loko. So I'm listening to the Brewcaster Challenge, and I have a real question about brewing. You're talking about doing a mash out, and I just don't understand. So I infuse at 148 to 156, and then sparge would say 170-degree water, which will never get the grain bed to 168, but I'm about to boil, so what's the point? I don't think that any enzymes will survive 212, or am I an idiot? Yours in True Man Love, suck it, JP. Tasty, you want to describe to us what a mash out is?
Well, my understanding
What's
of
it
mash
for?
out is, you raise the temperature of the mash. I go to 165 to stop the enzyme activity.
Yeah.
So you just
otherwise it's
stop
going
it.
to take place throughout the spark.
Yeah. So you're not going to hit your numbers. You're going to get much more conversion as you're still sparging. So what you want to do is, we've always advocated hitting your numbers. So just because you stop at one certain spot and only mash for an hour, at 140, 152, whatever you're going to do, as you're sparging,
you're still mashing.
You're still mashing, and actually, if you're pumping 170-degree water, you're actually mashing at probably 158, 159, and you're not going to get the beer you want.
So if you get the whole mash up to about 168, 170, you see
anything above 165, you're going to get you're going to kill off the enzymes real quick, and then it's going to stop where you are, and you're not going to get any more conversion, and your numbers are going to be where you want them to be. And when you're
be consistent, too.
Yeah, consistent. So your GU to BU ratio.
Yeah.
So your gravity units to your bittering units. And if you overdo it and you come out, too high, you're going to end up with less bittering.
Okay.
Or too low.
All right.
So it's a matter of just making sure you hit your numbers.
And in my experience, as you mentioned, yours in True Man Love, if you don't have a way to direct fire that mash tun, it is a little bit difficult to get it up above 165.
It's an advanced technique that you can still brew good beer with it, and maybe not not consistently.
Okay.
So just don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing until you can get to that point where you can do something like that.
I would like to point out that his name is actually Suck It JP.
Oh, okay.
Which came from suckitjp@gmail.com.
Isn't that an Indian name?
Oh, he has his own email address?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. All right, Patrick writes in, Justin, you know talent, ass clown. I'm listening to an awesome session on the BN app, but I'll never know the date or title because the app doesn't tell me what's playing. Someone brought this up like 6 months ago, and you said you'd fix it, and you didn't. I'm very sad.
No talent, ass clown.
I don't think I said I'd fix the app. I think I said I'd fix it on the website, which I also haven't fixed.
Don't chastise me for not doing one thing. I didn't do the other.
I didn't do the other. I don't know how to fix it on the app. I'll have to.
I don't think you can
talk about that with the people who do the app. Maybe if I get around
to it. The Russian, Pakistani, and Afghanistan.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he makes a good point. Like, if you only get halfway through it and then you want to go listen to the rest of it, you should know what it was. Yeah. I'll see what I can do. All right. Sheppy writes in, I'm pretty proud of myself.
Thank you.
Okay, good. Next.
I just found out yesterday that my German alt beer took first place in Category 7 American Hybrid Beer in the Denver region of NHC.
Nice.
Yeah. Says, I've been listening to the BN for years and only this year started taking your advice to enter competitions for feedback.
Good.
I never would have entered if it were not for the BN, talking so much about brewing competitions. So I have you guys in large part to thank for my award. I'm sure I would not be half the brewer I am today without your guidance. Thank you from Sheppy. P.S. Winning was also so far from my mind that apparently I forgot to enter the Brewing Network as my homebrew club. Boo. If the BN loses Club of the Year because of this mistake, I'll feel horrible. Well, it's a tight race.
It is now, yeah.
It does look like Quaff got a couple of two-tree more first-round points than we did.
Yeah, because they entered in 10 regions.
We're going in neck and neck.
They're cheaters.
6, I think. Right?
6 or 10?
They did well.
Brewing Network's in 10.
We're in all but one. I think I looked through and we placed in everything but one. Maybe 2.
Well, we're not a real club anyway.
Quaff did well. I congratulate them. They're back in action and a contender now for Club of the Year. Now it comes down to the second round. So if we lose by, say, 1 point, and Sheppy here is a medal winner in the second round,
that's the key, right?
He will get a blanket party like he's never seen.
We will pink belly his ass.
That's right. I will stick grog tags all over his hairy belly and peel them off.
And then reuse them.
In quick fashion and then stick them back on again.
They are a torture device. Look at it that
way. Have you guys tried that,
feature
actually?
You can put on the website. Also use them to fuck with your friends.
Wax your girlfriend.
Can you do a Brazilian with them?
I guess the problem would be that it's that sort of, it's tacky, but it not so tacky that you can't remove it. That's the problem.
That would be tacky.
That quick rip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Chris writes in, I'd like to offer my sincere thanks to the BN. I recently became a certified Cicerone. I truly believe that if it weren't for your programming, either directly providing or directing me to the right resources, I would have tanked the written exam. Without trying to perform full-blown fellatio, because that would only taste like hippie and sadness, I wanted to thank you anyway, and truly hope that my subscription as a ranger helps keep the lights on. It does, Chris. Thank you.
Thanks.
Which one's are you the sadness, JP, and I'm the hippie?
Yeah.
That's how it goes,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah.
Is that a real question?
Yeah. There's nothing hippie about me, and there's a lot of sadness about me.
Is that like the Falcon and the Snowman?
It's like BJ and the Bear.
Yeah, except in both cases, less cool.
Yes.
And you'd be more anger than sadness, Justin.
That's true.
Yeah.
I tried to stop therapy again the other day.
Why? If you do, can I take your place?
Yeah. He's like, no. No. I was like, really? Because I feel like things are going okay. Nope.
You're like that kid who stops taking his antibiotics.
Yeah.
And his infection comes back.
But in the meantime, in between there, I'm like, see, I'm fine.
I'm great. Why are you dripping? I don't know.
Meanwhile, 2 days later, I flipped out and tried to beat somebody up again.
Well, I accept your apology.
Right.
I feel we don't have to have our meeting.
Yeah. Weekly meeting canceled.
Shit.
All right, Kevin writes in, life's been good to me lately.
Just been bragging. Good so far.
Coors Brewing Company has hired me to give tours for them. AC Golden Brewing noticed my love for beer and wants me to join their team.
That's cool.
I took third place in a local competition for a saison that the BN Forums helped me with. And Brad Smith from Beersmith 2 just offered me a 6-month gold starter membership. I'm starting to think this is my year for beer, and I owe it all the Brewing Network and all its programming. That's why I'm signing up for private first class in the BN Army. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And as soon as I pay off my credit cards, I plan to move up the ranks. Thank you, and I hope to see you again at JBF from Kevin. Kevin, you don't have to sign up with us before you pay off your credit cards.
Yeah, Kevin, seriously.
Quit buying that porn.
Yeah.
Pull your head out of your ass.
Yeah.
Become debt-free first.
Yeah.
Then worry about people who are debt-free.
We'll be right back on the Dave Ramsey Show.
Dylan writes in, love the show, good info. Congrats on the shark sweep in the first round, Jipper.
Next up, Kings, motherfucker.
You wish.
There you go. Merrick writes in, hey, Justin, I discovered the Brewing Network a few weeks ago. Since then, I'm listening to all of them, trying to catch up on the huge amount of archives. I also joined the BN Army with private first class and hope to upgrade my financial situation improves.
What is with people who are in debt, paying other people money that won't get them out of debt?
That's why they're in debt.
That's right. I mean, I appreciate it, but
just go one step deeper and just pay us.
If you or one of your Brewcaster friends finds your way to the Czech Republic, let me know. I'll show you around the local beer scene. Indeed, there's more to the Czech Republic than the boring Pilsner.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I saw the movie Hostel.
This offer does not apply to JP.
Oh, what?
You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. It's like, terrible. I mean, I like him, but I don't want to spend
the only one interested in that offer.
Oh, that's great.
Yay. Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, no.
I'm thinking about planning a trip to, like, England and Europe.
What?
Yeah.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know.
You taking a cruise?
You gonna swim?
Taking a cruise.
You know, are they building a bridge that I don't know about?
I'm just going to tube float on an inner tube.
Yeah.
3 months, I'll be over there.
Well, for anybody that doesn't know, JP doesn't like airplanes so much.
Mm-mm.
It's a long ride. You know.
So much. I know you like airplanes, you just don't like airports.
I don't like being in an airplane. I like airplanes. I think they're cool, but I don't like being inside of them. I don't like being inside of them while they're up in the air, and then I don't like being inside of them while they're up in the air for long periods of time.
So you like them, but you don't like anything they do.
Right. I like the concept of them.
Yeah. I like the way they look. They're very phallic and shiny.
Right. Well, it's like Kim Kardashian. You can like her, but you don't really like anything she does.
And you don't want to be inside her. Yeah.
Yeah. And you
Is
don't want
she
to be
the
inside
one?
her.
He said you didn't want to be inside the airplane.
That's true.
Which one is she? Is she the one with the
She's
nice...
the fat one.
She's the pregnant one.
With Kanye's baby? Before she was pregnant, you wanted to be inside her.
No.
You just didn't want to talk to her.
Well, she's pretty, but I don't know. I don't understand.
All right.
That girl has a nice face, but legs she don't got. You know what I'm trying to say? You ever seen her legs? They're terrible.
I love it when we do this, though.
Oh my gosh.
Where
She
we're
looks,
like...
her legs are... She's pretty, but her legs are so disgusting. Shut the hell up!
We're like, she's. I mean, and her butt's like good, but I mean, it's a little. Don't you think it's a little too big?
She's a little, she's like a little too muscular,
Yeah, her abs are too defined.
Yeah. Right. What's wrong with judging someone who puts themselves in the spotlight to be judged?
Tits are too big.
Just doing what she wants to do.
She's like a 9.8. I mean, she's not even a 9.9
out of 100, maybe.
Yeah. All right.
Whatever.
Don't forget, feedback's brought to you by Moonlight Meadery. All right. Unless anybody's calling in for Drunk of the Week, I think our work here is done. 888-401-BEER. Do it quick, because we'll take them right now and not 20 minutes from now. 888-401-BEER.
Pretty much, if you're not drunk now, 20 minutes ain't going to matter.
Yeah, Monday night show, we don't get a lot of Drunk of the Week phone calls. How about our Twitter game, JP?
Our Twitter game. Let me flip back to the other page here, please.
All right, next week on the Sunday show, we're back on a Sunday. Next week, we got Weasel Boy Brewing coming in to talk about Weasel Boy Brewing. They're going to be on the phone with us, I think. And also, we're giving away a pair of tickets to the Firestone Walker Invitational Brew Festival. It's all sold out. Very few chances for you to get tickets that you're not paying some scalper an enormous amount of money for. You can win them here on the Brewing Network. We will be there doing our thing.
Such a good time.
It was a great time last year. We're doing it again. We're showing up there Friday night. We'll be there doing our broadcast thing on Saturday. We don't have an internet connection there, so we won't be broadcasting live, but we'll do the same thing we did last year, which is post all of our interviews up. I think they were up by Monday or Tuesday.
Were you all sleeping in the bus?
And, yes.
Oh, I got a hotel, dude.
Yeah, JP tried to tent it last year, and
it didn't work out for him.
No. You stayed one night, didn't you?
He stayed. He was already irritated, but by the time somebody fell on top of his tent with him in it,
on my head,
that was it.
On my head. Yeah. So I was like, "That's it. That is it." And that was the first night.
Yeah,
that was the first night. And then so afterwards, I'm like,
the guy did that for free for me too.
That's all right.
It's a good fest, and we've got your tickets.
I'll tell this story at your funeral. It'll be a good one.
And this one time
they sat on my head.
Yeah. And he did it. I missed that.
All right.
Biggest guy there.
What's our Twitter game results?
Our Twitter game results.
What was the game?
What was the game?
I had stereo, but one was a delay. Can you tweak that out?
Yeah.
One more time.
What was the game?
What's the game?
What beer
pairs with a Witbier?
There you go.
Because beer pairing is for people who are uncreative.
Jeez.
So, got a couple good replies. Gabriel Stitchfield says, a high alcohol one, so I don't have to be sober while listening to you guys talk about Witbier.
Good call.
John Worth says, a bottle of anything and a glazed donut to go.
Another good call.
Yeah. Colin Christensen says, obviously, another couple 2-tree beers, because nothing pairs better with beer than more beer.
Mm-hmm.
And then Monster Mash says, a goose.
I give it to Monster Mash.
Yeah, for sheer accuracy.
What are you going to do, right?
Yeah, I think a goose would pair great with a Witbier, as a matter of fact. And that's our winner of tonight's Twitter game. Twitter game brought to
Sometimes
you
a
by
straight man plays it.
homebrewstuff.com. Check them out. All right, looks like we got a couple 2-tree Drunk of the Week calls. Let's go to Brad in Indianapolis. Brad, what's happening, buddy?
Not much, man. I'm here in town on business. I'm in a frickin' hotel.
Yeah.
I've been drinking a shitload of beer. I had a 6-pack of Summerfest Sierra Nevada. I had a Dig Flat Tires or New Belgian beer, a couple others, and people know I'm drunk because I'm like Johnny Fever. I get faster thinking the more drunk I am.
You can hear it coming through the phone.
Well, based on his concise description, he went to every question I have quickly.
Yeah.
I think he is a fast thinker when he's drunk.
I'm fast.
He was the most articulate Drunk of the Week call I've ever taken. Beverly, this is Brad. I'm calling for Drunk of the Week. I appreciate that because you don't sound like you're eating your phone.
Right. I like him. But he does sound concise, but he also sounds drunk.
But he's on business.
Right. He's on business. Yeah. All right, Brad, you're in the
he
running.
gets my vote just for that.
There you go. You've already got Bevo's vote. How about that?
That kicks ass because Bevo rocks.
And she has 2 votes.
And by the way,
have 2 votes.
By the way, Bevo's wearing a Wizard in Training shirt.
Yeah.
You're judging me.
Harry Potter is a great book.
More like Idiot at Large.
Hey, don't call me large.
All right, thank you, Brad. You're in the running for Drunk of the Week. Let's go to somebody who Bevo apparently could not understand. Line 2 is, I have no idea who it is.
Hey, how's it going?
See?
Yeah, good point.
Hello?
Just based on the first couple words, my first guesses would be relative of JP. It's very sad sounding. Hey, how's it going? It's just me.
I'm sad. I get sad. What are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Just me calling in again.
I'm pretty sure working on a show where I just drink unlimited quantities of beer doesn't help.
It's not helping, yeah. We really should. You know, most companies they'll strive to get some sort of health, like a normal medical health care plan in place first for their employees. Yeah. Ours would definitely be a mental health care plan that we should be striving for first.
Well, we've ignored it this far.
Right. All right. Who are we talking to?
My name is Matt.
Matt. Oh, see, now he sounds happy.
Yep.
Matt?
See, now he really is JP. It's Matt! Woo! Oh, God. Matt, where are you calling from?
My bad.
I'm calling from Minnesota, actually.
All right.
Diphtheria, Texas?
Minnesota. And how drunk are you, Matt?
I went to the bar about 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it's like 11 o'clock now. So.
Okay, yeah. He's swallowing his phone. Yeah.
How much cocaine have you had today?
What's that good to get here? But it could boner.
Like 3 months. So.
How much weed have you had today?
Now he's in a tickle fight with someone.
Yeah. You guys high and drunk.
Well, sure, why not?
It's Minnesota. What the hell?
Matt, what
else are you going to do here, right? Goddamn, it's cold.
Oh, yeah.
What do you do for
I don't know, build a house?
What are you going to do on Tuesday?
What's that? What am I going to do on Tuesday?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do shit tomorrow, actually.
What do you do for a living, Matt?
I actually do construction, right?
Well, I'm not auctioneering. I do construction.
Which explains the nose candy habit.
Well, once a year I run the Kentucky Derby, but the rest of the time I'm a constructor.
I got this real cool nail gun. It's pretty cool nail gun. It's all right. It's pretty good. I need to get a longer hose. You know, the tube's kind of broken, but I really got this real cool, you know.
That's why the radio is fucked up, too, because that's what I do.
I don't know what he said.
I still don't know what he's saying.
All I caught was you had it. That's what he does.
That's what I do.
We just can't catch up with him, Ansel.
Matt, how do your friends know when you're drunk?
Well, I can remember the next thing I said, but...
He dances naked with them in the cold, is what I heard. I don't know what you got.
He dances naked with a hose.
Just say that.
All right, Matt, you're in the running for Drunk of the Week, dude.
All right, cool. Awesome.
Later. Wow. And did we lose Ramit?
I think he might have hung up after that hot mess.
He's like, I'm out. I thought I had it, but I am out. All right, 2 Drunk of the Week calls we have in front of us. We've got Brad, who was drunk, concise, yet drunk. And then we had Speedy Matt from Minnesota. Could have been drunk, could have been high, could have been tripping. We don't know. Raise your hand. Everybody gets to vote, by the way. Our Grog Tag friends are still in the room. Anybody in the room at the time of Drunk that we calls gets to vote. Raise your hand if it's Concise Brad as our Drunk of the Week. Wow, a lot of votes. A lot of votes.
Oh, wow, it's almost unanimous.
All but one vote. Raise your hand if it's Speedy Matt. It's JP and Bevo's other vote, or not even that?
Well, sure. Okay.
Okay, there you go. That means that Brad is our Drunk of the Week this week. Wow.
That's about as scientific as your fucking public poll at the Southern California Massathon.
Right. What? Speedy Matt?
Southern California Massathon.
Brad from Indianapolis, send JP an email, jp@thebrewingnetwork.com. He will get you your Drunk of the Week medal. And and you know what? Here, also put in this tasty coaster into this.
Look at that!
I would love to do that.
Oh yeah,
tasty coaster.
Nobody has one of those yet.
That's right, except for me and Tasty, and I just gave mine away.
No, I have one.
Now it's only Tasty.
Yeah. All right, like I said, next week on the Sunday show, we're back on Sunday. Weasel Boy Brewing Company is going to be in the studio with us. Sorry, not in the studio, on the show with us. They're not in the studio, are they?
No, they're out in Zanesville, Ohio.
Zanesville. You think it's as crazy as it sounds?
It's very zany out there.
Oh my God, do you think Zane Lamprey goes there?
We'll also be giving out tickets to the Firestone Walker Invitational, a beer fest down in Paso Robles.
Robles?
Yeah.
Paso Robles.
Are you going to try to go to that with us, Doc?
When is it?
No, then. No.
It's June 1, Saturday, June 1.
No, then, huh?
Tasty, you're going.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah. And Moscow's going. JP's going. There's no flight involved.
Can I sleep in JP's tent?
Yeah, it's available, I hear.
Available?
Yeah, my tent is definitely available.
You know what? You can't have big guys fall on my head. I won't get back
Just
up.
wear your helmet.
See, that's what I forgot. I forgot my
I should
helmet.
probably wear my helmet anyway.
Oh, please walk around that stupid festival with a helmet on.
All right, thanks to Todd and Steve from GrogTag. Go to grogtag.com and check it out right now. JP, get us out of here, will you?
Thank you to our show sponsor, More Beer. You can get absolutely everything you need to make great beer at home by going to morebeer.com. Follow JP on Twitter at MajorJip so he doesn't have to add you as a friend on Facebook and then hide you. Scott is on Twitter when he feels like it. Follow him at Moscow Paints. For some good beer insight and homebrew information, follow Golden Locked Nathan Smith at Nathan Homebrew and Mike McDowell at Tasty McD. If you want the best growler that your hard-earned money can buy, head on over to the BN store and check out The Warhead. Thanks to our production director, Push Eject, and be sure to find the Brewing Network on Facebook and Twitter.